baby, before you let me in. I've been working on some issues, baby, things that I'm not really used to. And I watch my back cause this is so new, but it's something that I could get into.
It started out with a kiss and then it went like this. I was in the mix, it was something I
gotta keep myself contained, baby. Won't you call me baby? I just wanna love you, baby, let me love you. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, before you let me in. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, before you let me in, let me in, baby. I've been working on my own way, I become a month every day. In the end I'm always thinking your name. Contained, baby, won't you call me baby? I just wanna love you, baby, let me love you. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, before you let me in. I just need a taste.
Passed out, didn't get much sleep. All I needed was a night out, love, sex, dreams. What you know about heartbreak, hotels, sneaking through the back gate. No, I won't tell why I never sleep no more. Don't remember dreams no more. Got me thinking about panic when I'm thinking out. I was down bad, never had my confessions, I just disregarded. All that got me here made me question why I do this shit. Moving on too quick, guess I'll never learn from my lessons. Gotta live in the present, but now I got Vinny and pride in my baggage, heavy and harder to lift. I just ran up 20 racks and still got therapy at 6. Clarity's a bitch, but I got my back now. 27 grams in hell till I pass out. Wasted all my energy, I got mine back now. Self-destructive tendencies, but we were making memories. I have no regrets, just some shit I might do differently. Nothing's changed, we still got teenage problems. Sick to my stomach, I'm still hung up on the same chick. Even though she loved me, she bumped me up on a playlist. She still took my heart and said, watch how I'm gonna break this. First seeing A-list heartbreaker, thinking she could hold me down. Little does she know that I'll be gone before she come around again. Blocking all my socials, burning bridges, no man. It's been too cold, I'm toxic, so I'm fucking all the friends. Fucking all the friends. Fucking all the burning bridges. They break a to my hold me down.
Been too cold, toxic, so
burning bridges.
Hey, heartbreaker, hold me down.
Fucking all the friends, yeah. Wasted all my energy, I got mine back now. Self-destructive tendencies, but we were making memories. I have no regrets, just some shit I might do differently. Nothing's changed, we still got teenage problems. Sick to my stomach, I'm still hung up on the same chick. Even though she loved me, she bumped me up on a playlist. She still took my heart and said, watch how I'm gonna break this. First seeing A-list heartbreaker, thinking she could hold me down. Little does she know that I'll be gone before she come around again. Blocking all my socials, burning bridges, no man. It's been too cold, I'm toxic, so I'm fucking all the friends, yeah.
Stranger, you ain't the same one. I met back in day one. Shorty, you changed though. horses chained up. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger. Venom on your lips, shawty, kiss me with death. Put me to rest. You're the worst, but you're all I have left. And now you're gone. Think I'm cursed. Ain't no lifting the heads. Think I'm
5 Live called Word Matters, which is focusing on the estimated 9 million adults in the UK who struggle to read and write. So on Monday, we'll be hearing from people with low-level literacy from across the UK, sharing their personal stories. You're going to hear from MPs and literacy experts, authors, and your own experiences. So we're going to be asking why it matters, what's being done, what needs to be done to support this group of people. A new literacy project beginning tomorrow morning on Breakfast and throughout the coverage on 5 Live with Nikki and Claire starting at 6 a.m. This is Premier League Sunday. Already today, here are the results in order. In the early kick-off, it finished Wolves 2, Brighton 1, Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 3, West Ham 0, Everton 1. And the final commentary on this Premier League Sunday is Arsenal-West Brom at the Emirates. Conor McNamara has the team news.
Yes, interesting game this for Arsenal after the manner in which they went out of the Europa League on Thursday. And when you consider that Mikel Arteta had made a lot of changes from the team that played last week into the Premier League to his side on Thursday, sort of gone to a hybrid team today. 6 changes, and we've been looking at it for some time trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. It'll be Leno in goal, Chambers, Holding, Gabriel and Saka as a back 4, Ceballos and El Neni in the middle of the midfield, Willian one side, Smith Rowe in the middle, Pepe on the left, and Martinelli we think will be the striker through the middle. So that's the Arsenal team. For West Brom, lose this and their relegation is confirmed, but until it's mathematically impossible, they will battle on. There's a couple of changes for Sam Allardyce for the team that drew 1-1 at home to Wolves on Monday. O'Shea is out, Maitland-Niles can't play against his parent club, Phillips and Robinson come in, so Sam Johnston is the goalkeeper. Back 4 we think Furlong, Ajayi, Bartley and Townsend. Ajayi and Bartley are both former Arsenal youth players in the past. In midfield, Yukoshlu will hold, Gallagher in the middle as well, Phillips on one side, Robinson the other, Pereira will have an almost free role, and Diagne is the striker up front.
We'll talk about West Brom a little bit later, but alongside Connor is the former Arsenal defender, Matt Upson. Evening, Matt.
Good evening, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I was kind of laughing hearing Connor describe it as a hybrid team, which I think is a very good adjective. I can see a lot of Arsenal fans on social media who might be a bit crueler.
Yeah, I mean, call it what you want. There's a lot of changes. We spoke on Thursday, didn't we, after the game and before, and it was such a disappointment. And it was interesting thinking about this game, about what Mikel Arteta was going to do and whether or not he was going to say, right, you fall off the bike, you kind of get back on it again. I'm going to put the players out there. We need to put this right and put in a performance as worthy of what we can. And he's opted to make a lot of changes. All those players are still on the bench, mind, the ones that he's left at bar, Mari, who's picked up a knock. So, the bench is full of players like Aubameyang, Odegaard, Bellerin, Partey even. So, it's interesting what the message is. Again, you can't really know. You can only just guess and think, well, is either dropping them and saying it isn't good enough, or it's resting because there's other games he'd rather than play. Who knows?
85058 at 5 Live Sport. Naz, El Nene and Ceballos in the middle again. Even in a dead rubber match, that duo is simply shocking and unacceptable to have. We lack so much quality in this team. Mo, if Ceballos isn't going to be at Arsenal next season and we have a meaningless Premier League game, why not give a youngster a run out? Charlie, Arsenal fans before team sheet, meaningless game. I don't even care. Arsenal fans after team sheet, Arteta out. What is that team? which I get, Matt.
Yeah. No, it's funny because Connor mentioned that to me before about Ceballos in terms of his future at the club. We were a few games towards the end of the season. Interesting selection to play him. I mean, you can go on and on and on, and whatever the team selection is, and I think this is the key point, and this from my perspective is the key point. Whatever the team selection, whether it's a back 3, who's playing, at the moment it's at the point where Arsenal fans will analyse it and people will comment, but ultimately that doesn't matter. What matters is the application level on the pitch today. Can the players go out there and play at a high level, at a high tempo with commitment? And I think that's something that everyone wants to see regardless who's playing.
I've just been reminded of this because we've had a message from Gel who says, remember, Sam Allardyce said back in December that Arsenal were relegation rivals. Well, tonight, as an Arsenal fan, we can relegate his team for the first time in his career. That gives the game meaning to me. It might not be about getting into Europe or anything fancy, but relegating him will do me. I think that's really interesting, Matt, because that's giving them something to play for when they've got nothing else to play for.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about fuel, aren't we? Fuel to get something more from yourself. But again, I go back to the point where it doesn't matter what's on the game. There's a pride. There's a way to do things. There's a way to enjoy playing football. And I think you speak to any player, they've enjoyed playing in teams where everyone's been pulling in the same direction. Everyone knows their job. There's good communication. There's energy levels in the team. And whether or not it is, like I say, European places or fighting relegation, or you're putting another team down, at that point it doesn't matter. And fuel is important, but you have to create it yourself, Steve. You can't rely on these scenarios to get something out of you in the game. We saw a scenario midweek which was amazing for Arsenal, and they couldn't produce the levels they needed to do anything in the game.
Steve, there is long-standing beef between Arsenal supporters and Sam Allardyce. It goes back to his days at Bolton. I know when he was Blackburn manager, he beat Arsenal. I think when he was Crystal Palace manager, he beat Arsenal. So he's always been able to ruffle their feathers, and they've always had a few issues back. But so that's a nice long-standing side issue.
I mean, is it because the way he plays, he always used to try and highlight Arsenal's soft side of their defensive unit or whatever? I think
it used
that's
to
where
work.
It comes from. Yeah,
that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
His teams did very well against Arsenal. Probably had a lot of success.
Yeah, back in that when Sam Allardyce had his great success at Bolton, and I used to think they were a great team to watch. By the way, I mean, with Okocha and all that was fantastic. But back in those days, Arsenal were at bona fide one of the best teams in the land. Younger listeners may not believe us, but Arsenal used to be absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, there was no shirking violets in that team. The likes of Freddie Ljungberg and Pires and Bergkamp. I mean, they were tough guys. They knew to get. But whatever it was, when they came up against Sam Allardyce's teams, he would get them rattled. He would cause problems for them. So there's always been a long-standing sort of thing there. But and that's why I think there's a certain satisfaction for Arsenal fans, absolutely, if they feel they can relegate Big Sam today. Though I do think, and I think the history will be revisionist and whatnot on this, but for all this talk of being relegated for the first time, I think Sam Allardyce will still claim when he's been in charge for a full season, he's never been relegated from the Premier League.
Change the record.
Coming in December is a whole different story, Yeah.
That's it.
Someone else's mess.
I see what you do. Yeah, those games. It was basically Arsenal were Bolton was Stoke before Stoke was Stoke, weren't they? With like Stelios Giannakopoulos always having a great game against Arsenal. That's my memory of it. We've got Conor McNamara and Matt Upson with us. Let's bring in the Athletics football correspondent David Ornstein. Evening, David.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Well, listen, you've always had the inside track, particularly on Arsenal. So, what is going on behind closed doors? Do you get the sense that discussions are being had about Arteta's future or not?
Well, of course they'll be discussing things with Arteta. I'm sure that Edu, the technical director, would have seen him after the game the other night, but not about his future. They're planning for the summer transfer window and hopefully, in their eyes, beyond, because the club remain behind Mikel Arteta. It's clear to all of us that the pressure is only increasing. I think it's fair to say among the fans and much of the media, the jury's out on both Edu and Arteta, the Kroenke ownership as well. But they're on a path that they believe will eventually bring them some success. They're going to rebuild and they seem to be backing Mikel Arteta. It's going to be a difficult one to turn around, but I think we'll get a clear indication early next season how this is going to go, because if it starts badly for Arteta and if they recruit well, then you can see the direction of travel. But he will hope, and certainly he's been talking very bullishly since that defeat to Villarreal, that he can be the man to succeed at Arsenal.
Do you get the sense, David, that there will be money to spend then?
Yeah, I definitely think that the Kroenkes are planning to back Arsenal in the market this summer. They have to, really, don't they? Because Arsenal are in a rut and it's going to take some money to get them out of it. I do think they'll be able to raise a lot of money from departures, but I think the Kroenkes will have to back the club in some sense. Now, we've seen them do so in recent years, whether it was the club's money or partly their own with Nicola Pepe and then Thomas Partey. But that shouldn't paper over the cracks, and I don't think Arsenal fans will buy that anyway, that they can just sort of spend their way back into the good books. I don't think they probably were ever in the good books, but Arteta has been pretty clear in recent days that they're going to be supporting him in the market.
David, it's Matt Upson.
Hey Matt.
I just wondered, does there come a time where, we'll talk about speculation of ownership and transfers and recruitment and Edu and all these things, but does there come a time where the basics about getting a group of players together on a pitch, is that not a huge talking point at the club at the moment? There seems to be a lot of chatter around these issues, but it doesn't directly the consequence isn't exactly what's happening on the grass right now. Do you know what I mean? And there's a way of getting beat. There's a way of not winning a game, and there's also what we saw on Thursday. And it's just, they're the type of things for me that most supporters that I've spoken to since the game have got a real umbrage with and a real issue with. And it's an important point, and it never really seems to be fully addressed, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and that's what I think you touched on when Connor had read out the teams about. It doesn't really matter who's on the pitch. It's about what we're seeing. And London Colney doesn't seem a happy place at the moment, and understandably so. This is a historic low for Arsenal. It seems to be getting worse each season. There seems to be a real problem around the culture, the personality, the behaviours and standards at the club. There seems to be a real football vacuum that since Arsene Wenger left hasn't really been replaced. Executives have come and gone. There's been huge change off the pitch as well as on it. The ownership are at a distance, of course, being in America. The pandemic has made that even worse because they've not been able to visit. And I think, the phrase "a fish rots from the head," like, this all seems to stem from the top of the club. Whatever tone they set is going to filter down to all departments. We see at clubs like Chelsea with Marina Granovskaya on the ground in the UK, the owner's trusted arm, essentially. Mike Gordon with FSG at Liverpool, though they've had their problems. Similar at Manchester City, less so at Manchester United, but very stable executives that have been there for a long time. And that sort of standards, culture, expectations permeates throughout the club. Many of those, like Chelsea, for example, it just oozes winning when you spend time there at Cobham or Stamford Bridge. If they don't win, they do something to sort it out. Arsenal have got a different methodology, and they rely largely on the DNA and that sort of historic style of play, the atmosphere, a lot of what Arsene Wenger built. And it seems that has just vanished. It's been eroded with people leaving, not being replaced. Not enough of the players that know Arsenal inside out, people that know Arsenal inside out. All the redundancies that came during the pandemic and the scouting cull, which was separate to the pandemic. And it seems now Arsenal are a club on and off the pitch that are just lacking in identity. And this is going to need one hell of a rebuild.
Dave, thanks very much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Keep well, guys.
You too. David Ornstein there, the football correspondent from The Athletic. We'll talk West Brom after we've got some more reaction to Chelsea women who've won their second consecutive Women's Super League title, and they're closing in on the quadruple. They beat Reading 5-0 today to secure the title. They've got the League Cup in the bag as well. Barcelona in the Champions League final next Sunday. They're also in the last 16 of the Women's FA Cup. They've got Everton to come. Emma Hayes, their head coach, has been speaking to John Southall, and as you can hear, it was all going off in the background.
Another Sunday, another celebration.
Yeah.
All the emotions after this one.
It's the title I always want to win the first of the season, so winning the league is, I think, the real indicator that you're the dominant team. So to do that, I think in the fashion we've done it, we've controlled, I think, what we needed to, and we've not been chasing all season. So dominant display again from us today, but testament to the work on and off the pitch of everyone.
I think you said before the game your team have been incredible all season, and to lose one game is pretty impressive.
And it was a game, to be honest with you, fair play to Brighton. What I always say is that sometimes you need them games. You need to lose that game because otherwise you will.
Who's Dudley?
That's my assistant's dog. He's talking to on FaceTime. Hilarious. No, you need to lose sometimes. It's important.
So what do you do now? Do the players have a couple of days off?
They wish.
So
they're in tomorrow.
Are they?
Yeah, definitely. They're going to have Tuesday off.
What's the preparation like up to a Champions League final? Yeah, just recovery.
Cover first day off Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday off Friday. We travel Friday, train Saturday.
God, it's a great prospect, isn't it?
Then the Champions League final on Sunday. It's nice to say that.
Yeah, I think you said last week you just love winning.
Yeah, I do.
And your player, I think you've passed it on to your players as well, haven't you?
Good.
Yeah.
That's what I should do. It's what I'm supposed to do. So happy.
Yeah, and I know you don't like talking about the quadruple, but you are halfway there. It must be in the back of your mind, isn't it?
I can't escape an interview where it comes up. So I understand that, but I'm too seasoned, too weathered to talk about it. So no, I'll talk about the Champions League final because I actually can talk about that now. So all my focus goes on to that because that is now the biggest game of the season.
And just finally, where does this title sit with the rest? Yeah, because
more competition. You can't say, Man City had a tremendous team, took us the whole way. So to win the title with the investment they've had too, I think is a real testament to the players.
Well done, Emma. Enjoy another Sunday night.
I will. I can hear him in the dressing room, but I'll let him have a night off.
Gotta love listening to Emma Hayes, haven't you? That was about 2 minutes long, that interview, and you've got all of it. The warmth that she's got, the passion, but also the hard work and the dedication. Chelsea will be in the Women's Champions League final this time next week when they'll play Barcelona in Gothenburg. Emma Hayes there with John Southall. Other main headlines of the day: Manchester United came from behind to beat Aston Villa 3-1. Harry Maguire got an injury. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying he doesn't know at this stage if it's days or weeks. Wolves beat Brighton 2-1 at Molineux. Oxford United have taken the final playoff place in League One ahead of Portsmouth and Charlton. St Johnstone are through to the Scottish Cup final after beating St Mirren 2-1 at Hampden. Lewis Hamilton won the Spanish Grand Prix, overtaking Max Verstappen with 6 laps remaining. He's 14 points clear now at the top of the drivers' standings. In the Gallagher Premiership, there was that crazy game. Harlequins beating Wasps with the last kick. It finished 48-46. And in our most recent commentary on Premier League Sunday, Everton beat West Ham by a 1-0. So that's a boost for Everton's European ambitions. They could end up in the new UEFA Conference League, but a blow to West Ham's hopes of playing in the Champions League. West Bromwich Albion might be relegated from the Premier League tonight. If they do, it would be the first time that Sam Allardyce has gone down from the Premier League in the 20th anniversary season of him managing in this competition for the first time. Conor McNamara and Matt Upson are our team at the Emirates. 10 points from safety, Matt. Has the problem been West Brom, or has the problem been Sam Allardyce?
Well, I don't think you can say the problem's been Sam Allardyce. I think he certainly has an impact as a manager, and he's not a stranger to coming into situations similar to this and having enough of an impact to keep teams up. But it hasn't happened. It was a really rocky start for him, wasn't it? I don't think he got the initial bounce that you've seen him have before when he came into West Brom, and I don't think he had a group of players that he really had to change that much, and I don't think he did change that much. They've got slowly better and better. They're looking at a far better team now, in my opinion, but looking at their remaining fixtures, Steve, they've got some tough games there.
And do you know what as well, Steve? I mean, the players he did bring in have been good signings. Your Kushlu's good in the middle of the midfield. Maitland-Niles, who can't play today because he's against his parent club, he's been an excellent recruit. There's been some very good loan signings. Willock, obviously, at Newcastle, and Lingard at West Ham, but Maitland-Niles has been one of them. The trouble for West Brom was the start of the season. They went 9 games at the start without a win, and it's incredibly difficult to try and pick that up. And they did have a run early April. They beat Chelsea, was it 5-2? Then they beat Southampton, back-to-back wins. You think, well, hang on a minute, there could be a chance here. But then I think they lost to Leicester. Since then, they've had a couple of draws. It would have been miraculous for Allardyce.
The one thing is, though, Conor, they haven't had a huge shift in style, have they, from Slaven Bilic? I don't think, anyway. You associate Sam Allardyce, he'll take over and think, right, we're just going to play such percentage football, like that Bolton team that you mentioned that was so successful, kept the ball in the 18-yard box, pinned the opposition in with launching balls in from goal kicks, whatever. I haven't seen a massive shift in style, and I think they've got better over time, but there wasn't that bounce in the first 5 or 6 games. He found it very difficult to get a win early on.
I guess there's also, Matt, the relentlessness of it, in that we had Lucas Fabianski on the programme earlier saying that when West Ham started picking up good results, almost having no time to rest meant they had no time for that brilliant run to be stopped. They kept their focus.
Yeah.
But if you're taking over a team that's losing and you're playing all the time, it's therefore harder to put a winning mentality into them.
Absolutely, and it's also harder to get minutes on the training pitch, Steve. And I think maybe, we refer to changing that style. Perhaps Big Sam didn't have those minutes. Perhaps he couldn't get the group together enough in between games to really change it. So I almost feel like he's gone a little bit halfway with them. And it hasn't had that full impact which we know he can bring, and we know he understands that style of football, those percentages, and it's very difficult to play against. But West Brom, I see, play some nice football at times, and they do okay, but he certainly hasn't had the time with the team that he probably would have normally had.
West Brom will be relegated if they lose tonight. For Arsenal, it's all about playing for pride and they could do a little bit of that. Just to let you know, Eddie Hearn's just tweeted from a hospital in Dallas to say that Billy Joe Saunders stayed in overnight after multiple fractures to the orbital area, and he'll undergo surgery this afternoon. Saunders, of course, was stopped in the 8th round by Saul Alvarez, and commentary of that fight is available on BBC Sounds right now. Right, time for the final commentary of this Premier League Sunday. It's Arsenal-West Brom. Matt Upson's with Conor McNamara.
West Bromwich Albion will be relegated from the Premier League if they lose here. And, well, it has been the longest of long goodbyes. Just to put it in context, they would need to win all of their remaining 4 Premier League matches to have any chance of avoiding relegation. And the problem with that is only once have West Brom managed to win 4 consecutive Premier League fixtures. In the Premier League era, only once. Back when Steve Clarke was manager, 2012, did they win 4 in a row. So that is the sort of ridiculous tall order, and that's why we're not giving them any massive chance here. But what I wonder, is this bad news, Matt Upson, for Arsenal? Because they're up against a team who have got the proverbial nothing to lose, and that's not what Arsenal need at the moment.
Well, sometimes it's the most dangerous animal to face, isn't it? They'll play with a bit of freedom, maybe get the ball down, bit of confidence, like you say, nothing to lose. Whereas Arsenal, on the other hand, eyes are on this game. Supporters are looking, everyone's watching for the reaction from Thursday. So slightly different scenario all round.
Strange atmosphere here today. We could hear earlier on the Arsenal fans outside the ground. Protests have been taking place. Huge police presence when I arrived 3 hours ago. But still the same echoey chamber inside at kick-off as we get ready for another behind closed doors game. I mean, part of you feels Arsenal fans, if they were in here, might they be more of a hindrance than a help to the team at the moment, such as the bad atmosphere between the club and particularly the owners and supporters at the moment. But, you know, you would like to think if Arsenal fans were allowed in here, things wouldn't be as bad as they have been this season. Arsenal have lost 7 Premier League games here at the Emirates. You've got to go back to the 1929-1930 season for the last time that Arsenal have lost more than that at home in the league in a single campaign. It has been a very disappointing campaign. More points picked up even in this poor season away from home than they've managed to do on home territory for Arsenal, and they can only hope next season fans back in and maybe something like a return to decent form. And let's not forget, for all the talk about, you know, since Wenger has left and things haven't been as good or whatever, this, Matt, is the first time in 5 seasons that Arsenal haven't been in a final. They always get to FA Cup finals, Europa League finals. You know, for the so-called quiet years since Wenger's left the club, they've still been getting to finals. This is why this year feels particularly bad.
It does, and given how strongly they finished at the end of last season, I don't think, you know, Mikel Arteta got a lot of praise for that, and rightly so. They finished so strongly. They were brilliant, obviously, in FA Cup and
I don't think they'd be happy. It goes without saying, really. Arsenal in 10th position. You shrug your shoulders, really. They've underachieved. Not only that, you get to the crunch point of your season, and they didn't get it done against Villarreal, did they, in midweek? I mean, essentially that's the end of the season right there. They may well win this game. They could win 10-0, but it doesn't matter, does it? Do you know what? I don't think, personally, the game has kicked off, by the way, that Mikel Arteta is the right man for the job. He seems like, I mean, he was certainly a very good footballer. You know, he seems like a nice man. But do you know what? I look at the squad that's assembled, and I say that he's a man who cannot harness those horses, right? Look at Chelsea. Frank Lampard started the season. He didn't get long, did he? Tommy Tuchel comes in, says, right, okay, we're going to make you hard to beat, and because we know we've got talent, that should propel us. You know, next thing you know, in the Champions League final, Arteta had the chance to take his team to the final. Rob Holding just takes a little bit of an elbow there. Kyle Bartley and him clash, and it looks like it as Bartley holds his head. It's going to be a corner kick though for Albion early doors. Don't worry, I'll get on to Albion's case pretty soon. I'll have this corner kick though first. Anyway, down the on the left hand side for West Brom, and Gallagher puts a good looking ball in. That's headed back away, then a shot comes in, eventually it will be cleared away. Saka heads it away. He's playing left back today. That's weird, isn't it? He's playing left back because Granit Xhaka has picked up an injury. and that's a contributory factor to the poor game. Here comes Martinelli, maybe an opportunity, but he's closed down. Some good defending right there by, I think, somebody chasing back. There might even have been Costa. Anyway, a long ball forward. Right, if your season hinges on one game, make sure that you go out as Willian goes down, caught by Furlong. Make sure you go out all guns a-blazing. Make sure that you've been unlucky, you've given it your all. They certainly didn't do that in midweek. And again, it points to the fact that I don't think he knows what he wants out of them. I don't think he knows his best team. To play so well against Arsenal, for Arsenal to play so well against Newcastle last week, I thought, they're champing at the bit, these boys. But then, he doesn't pick his best team. They don't play properly. We want goals, so we're going to play a lot of attacking players. Well, it doesn't necessarily work out. And I always think that you've got to be very even-handed about it. You've got to play properly and fight for your right to dominate. He played an attacking team who didn't dominate one iota, not one bit in midweek. They didn't even have a spell. Anyway, really disappointing. And the fans used to moan at Arsene Wenger, but I think he knew the writing was on the wall. Arsenal are not a bottomless pit of money. It cost a lot to build the stadium. It was going to take a lot of doing to get them back up there with the big guns, particularly. And I keep talking about the bottomless pits of money, but you can't compete with them. And Wenger knew that really. And I think from the moment that City got their benefactor, it was like, well, how do we compete? Chelsea have got theirs. We know that Man United seem to always have money to spend at a big deal. Anyway, Willian on the ball now. He's held up. Matt Phillips takes it off him. He dribbles forward. Maybe an opportunity here. Gets the ball away to his left-hand side. Can Costa put a good ball in? Well, the big man was in the box there. Diagne, the Senegalese, waiting for the cross. But here another opportunity. Costa on the ball. Lays it back. And then the cross comes in. Not a great ball from Connor Townsend. And out comes Bernd Leno. It's a pretty good take from him. I didn't think Arsenal were going to play that well last week. I thought too many changes. But do you know what? I thought El Neni in particular caught my eye, and I just thought, right, okay, he's in then. He's in against Villarreal. He's playing well. And I want to see him alongside Thomas Partey. My other thought is that don't change your centre-backs. If you've got good centre-backs, stick with them. You want to see the partnership. Change full-backs because they're going to run the full length of the field. But he's messed about, hasn't he? Anyway, here comes this Saka now. Good cutback from him. And the ball headed away before Nicolas Pepe could get there. Another shot comes in. And eventually breaks into the box. But in the end, too difficult there for Pepe. Trying to react on the volley. Couldn't quite do it. Good play by Bukayo Saka. I think he's a smashing player. When the shot comes in from the edge of the area from Callum Chambers, well, it breaks. But unfortunately for Nicolas Pepe, he can't sort his feet out. Anyway, I'm in the camp of thank you, Mikel, and we'll pay you up and get somebody else in. It's been about missteps, but I used to believe that there's so much talent in the Gunners squad. You've got to harness those horses though, and if you don't, bring somebody else in. Now getting on to Albion, it's the debate, isn't it? Do you keep hold of Sam Allardyce? Make sure that you keep everything tidily together and just go again in the Championship next season, or is there something better out there? I think he is quite well organised. I think he does get a tune out of his team. It's taken him a while to sort it out. Clearly the form didn't take that much of an upturn really. I do feel he's sort of he knows what he's doing, and it's the first time he'll have been relegated, but I'm not sure unless there's something obviously better out there. And to be honest, with the money that Albion perhaps are going to pay, I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe they should hang tight, but I'm sure there are plenty of Albion fans just rolling their eyes at that thought. Could be worse, couldn't it? But you're back, out the frying pan into the fire, from Pulis to Allardyce. You've got to be careful what you wish for. You want to play expansive football, and all of a sudden you start getting taken apart, don't you? But there's no easy answers for Albion, or indeed for Arsenal. Here comes Chambers trying to find Pepe. Good challenge there from Connor Townsend, sliding in. He gets the ball away. So far, we've seen one good cutback from Saka, and then a shot from Chambers at the edge of the area. That was blocked away. We haven't really seen any effort yet, although already Mateus Costa, the Brazilian, is looking lively. We know he's a good player, don't we? And it may be difficult for Albion to keep hold of him. We'll see. We're not wishing best players away from them, certainly not. And it depends. Albion are a great club, and if the players there are happy, and don't forget, next season it could be a cracking season. The fans are back, get ahead of steam in the Championship, get to winning ways. We've seen it this year, haven't we? In the Championship, where the teams have gone down. Norwich and Watford are going to go straight back up, but Bournemouth possibly as well. Maybe it's a blueprint there. Certainly, I think for Norwich City, you keep your wits about you. You keep the same team. Being in the bottom three in the Premiership does not necessarily make you a bad team, or make Allardyce a bad manager. He's clearly not. Do you keep it all together, or do you scrap the project and try again? I think there's so many good players. I liked watching Conor Gallagher. I wonder what the chances of landing him full time are. Good challenge by Darnell Furlong, gets the ball away to Robinson, then into midfield. Yukosul, haven't seen too much of this guy, the Turk, on loan from Celta de Vigo. But the ball rolls straight through to Leno, who finds El Neni. Stabs it forward. Martinelli, well, he should be holding on to that ball, but he turns into trouble. Conor Gallagher takes it off him. And then a poor long ball forward for Albion. Game yet to catch light, it really. That's why I've been moaning on. As Big Sam's chewing his gum. Wherever he is, little Sam is sure to be around there somewhere. It's a poor ball up from Semi Ajayi, the Nigerian. He's a good player, I think, and worthy of being in the Premier League. Willian pads the ball forward, but he only breaks to Costa. Just dabs it back to Carl Bartley, and then to Furlong again, and then Ajayi. And the ball bounces off Carl Bartley, but he can find Connor Townsend. Long ball forward, but unfortunately Diagne can't control it. Gabriel comes across, but he puts that ball straight out of play. Well, it's a bit like after Lord Mayor's show here, but don't forget that the Lord Mayor's parade, it was raining, wasn't it? And like I said, I don't know what the fans have been making of it. I suspect there's a big hangover really for the Gunners. Arteta looks on. Anyway, it's going to be a long throw now. Albion down the left-hand side, and it will be Connor Townsend. Don't know if you saw him on Football Focus. Acknowledged he's having a decent season, but yeah, it doesn't count for anything if what happens is they go straight back down. Anyway, the ball into the middle of the park for Conor Gallagher. Just able to control it, lay it back. Bartley percentage ball down the flank, but Baggage do well to recycle the ball back into midfield, trying to get a good feel on the ball. Yukosul, and then a ball looking for Connor Townsend down the flank. He breaks away from Pepe, drills the ball into the box. Robinson then with a shot blocked away by Rob Holding, and it was a good block by the defender. And that was a bit better from Albion, who have the ball again and come again with Costa into the box now, down the left-hand side, inside left, and he gets the ball away, has a shot, and that nearly curled in. Good effort from Costa Pereira, and his curled shot went just wide. But that's much better from Albion. And this start makes it seem a fairly even contest. He really wasn't far away looking at that from behind him there. See that ball curling. And I think Leno would have been beaten there. Goalless at the Emirates. Arsenal have had one half chance. Bukayo Saka cutting back from the left-hand side. And then a Chambers shot was blocked for West Brom. We saw a Robertson shot blocked by Holding. And then the best chance of the game, Costa Pereira, lovely curling left foot shot that went only just wide of the mark, seemingly burnt Leno beaten, but it's goalless. Sure is, and I don't know, I wasn't expecting too much out of the game, but really, for Arsenal, yeah, they could, like I said, they could go on and win the game. You know, what can they expect out this season? Maybe 8th, 7th position in the league. You know, if they're not playing European football, they're not fulfilling their remit. And keep banging on about Arteta, but he's responsible. And to be honest, what I saw early doors, them playing out from the back, tentative, tiki-taka and all that, and I just thought, it's been done to death, that, mate. Everybody's, really willing to take a team on who play out from the back, so obviously they have changed since then. I've got to say that, I think they've thought about it and tried to mix it up a little bit better. But, I just think there's something gone about the Arsenal, something about that, the way that other teams would approach it. Here's an opportunity as the ball into the box, and Robertson hits the crossbar there. Ball coming in from left hand side, he ghosted into the box, and in the end, was he offside? I think he was. He missed anyway. Probably just as well in the end. Leno came out, didn't get it, but clearly he had just strayed there. Tried more to get forward, hadn't he, this season? And I think he got a few goals. That belies the fact, really, that he is an inside right or left at best. He's certainly not a striker, and forced to play in that position. I don't think suited him either for club or country. Really, I think Republic are so lacking a striker as well that they tried to shoehorn him in, and I don't think you're best served, like a vanity project. All right, I can score goals. Anyway, ball into the box here, looking for Callum Chambers, who'd made the run, but the ball blocked away. And here come Albion again. Diagna running away from Pereira, who has the ball at his feet, being held up by El Neni. Goes for a strike, and in the end, again, he's just over the crossbar. But Pereira just reminded us all what a cracking player he is. That was well wide in the end, and I do think that this time that Leno had that well covered his near post. He's willing to give it a pop, though, isn't he, the Brazilian? We should never be too surprised, should we? But actually, there's a host of great Brazilians playing in the Premier League at the minute. Willian's had a terrific career, hasn't he? Not sure about Gabriel and his defensive duties, but anyway, Bukayo Saka out on the ball, and he gets round his man to the byline, and he cuts it back past everybody. Needed to do better there. We got round the back. I'd like Saka, such a good player, but he did well then to get round the back, beat Callum Robinson. But he couldn't find a colleague. That's the name of the game, though. Really prefer seeing him play in the inside right, but obviously Tierney's only just back. Here's Saka again and into the box, and he's just waited too long. There's a terrific challenge from Furlong on him there, and he's thinking about the shot. You don't have that much time. Lesson to be learned there. Brilliant challenge from Darnell Furlong. And he broke through the box, very well. Just don't have that time. Shoot or find your man and do not dwell on the ball. He looked like he was one-on-one, and it's a terrific challenge from Furlong because he's slightly behind him. So you've got to hook a boot round him, inch perfect though. That terrific stuff. Well, certainly from the right back, not so good from Saka, but here goes Saka again. Robertson stood off him this time. He puts a cross in, this time into the hands of Sam Johnston. At some point he's going to get it right, isn't he? Bukayo Saka. What a future this kid's got. For me, yeah, I'd have him playing inside left or inside right. You know, he's doing well enough as a wing back. Looking at his cutback, which evaded everybody, and then he had the one-on-one, and Furlong took it off him, and then again he breaks through. But you know, Callum Robinson has really got to be mindful. He's got to watch out. The battle of the sevens, and he's getting beaten up right now. Long ball over the top for Matt Phillips now, who holds it up. Gabriel is with him, but Phillips does well. And now left foot cross right across the box, headed away by Callum Chambers, but drops for Costa Pereira, who controls it, drops a shoulder, whips a ball in, brilliant ball into the box. Diagne just couldn't get there. That was a lovely ball in. Now across from the right hand side, headed up in the air and away by El Neni, and the shot comes in. A poor shot from Bartley, who picks it back up, but El Neni read that well. Now Willian on the scamper. The break is on. You've got Martinelli ahead of him, and Nicolas Pepe. Seen Pepe play well once this season. Now Smith Rowe is ball into the box, and well, Pepe is he blocked off there, but to be honest, he looked innocuous. Let's look at Diagne now. I tell you what, he's too busy trying to contact Rob Holding rather than thinking about the ball. And by Diagne, if he'd forgot Rob Holding and tried to just separate himself from the big centre back, why allow yourself to be anchored? I don't understand what he did. And in the end, Pereira's great cross, he was just on his haunches, having contacted Holding, who was in front of the man in front of him. Didn't block the ball. And all he needs to do then from about 5 yards out is concentrate on willing the ball to come to him so he can pop it in. Sometimes you just got to believe that ball's going to get to you. Anyway, the ball now with Gallagher, and then Furlong chips a percentage ball, looking for his number 7. But good work by El Neni, then Saka, then Ceballos, then Gabriel, and decent play from Arsenal as Holding cuts inside Pereira, and the ball goes to Callum Chambers over the halfway line. He bombs on. Then finds Pepe inside right position, drags the ball. He's on left foot, of course, and tries to get a left foot cross that's blocked away by Conor Gallagher. And then a cross comes in, but Martinelli can't control it. El Neni scoops his header on, and he finds Willian. Willian then just lays that ball back. El Neni with the strike, straight to the hands of Johnston. But decent that. Got enough power on it, but unfortunately for him, it was pretty much straight at the key. Just bounced in front of him, actually. Anyway, I'm still not really done with Arteta after the 0-0 against Villarreal. Just looking at the team, of course, that was Holding and Pablo Mari. Mari's on the bench today. Is he not your best centre back then? If he's not, why? Why is Gabriel playing today? I don't understand what's going on. A lot of money was spent on Thomas Partey. He's either the man or not. I thought he should have been playing in a 4-2-3-1 with Mohamed El Neni, but Partey's on the bench today. Smith Rowe showed a bit of quality. Again, Aubameyang, is he fit? Is he not? And if he is fit and he started in midweek, why load him up, play him against Newcastle and then play him in midweek? There's so much I don't understand about what he did. This time Callum Chambers is preferred to Hector Bellerin. Again, Bellerin played pretty well against Newcastle, but they're the fullbacks are the ones I'm saying you know, that maybe you should spell. So he'd, had a fairly busy game against Newcastle, and then he's got to go again. You know, you keep your centre backs, play your best two as Saka goes down holding his right knee, and he clearly got a shove from Robinson, who then stood on his foot. It should be a foul. I'm sure Peter Banks, our referee, saw that as Saka goes hobbling off, but he didn't give it, and so it's going to be a long throw from Darnell Furlong instead. Anyway, he's going to take a long run up. So throw comes in, headed away near post by Willian. But you know what I mean about all this criticism of Arteta. Right, firstly, you've got to know, if you know what your best team is, then you play the stiffs against Newcastle, don't you? And that's that, and you keep everybody fresh. And if you do that, that's fine. But it's just this, I don't really know what I want. What is my best team? Well, have the courage of your convictions, mate. Stick to it. He didn't really do that. He muddied the waters. Oh, well, Aubameyang may or may not be fit, but I'm going to play him twice then. All right, yeah, that's gonna work out amazingly, isn't it? You know, he's on the bench again today. It's difficult throwing Tierney in because Granit Xhaka had picked up an injury in the warm-up. I understand that, but you know what? Players are either fit or they're not, and he did have the option of going Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, who he played on the right-hand side of midfield. But you know, there were many other options, weren't there? Anyhow, you know, that ship sailed. But for Arsenal fans, it's like that was the season. In one game, that was it. And if that was Arteta in one game, then it's not good enough. Anyway, Arsenal on the ball. They've not played particularly well in this game either just yet. Anyway, here they come. They've had one or two chances.
forward. Alabi, chance for Curran to make it two. Alabi! And it's there. Alabi, well, they made a bit of a meal of that there. Curran, I thought, could have finished himself, but unselfishly played it to Alabi. Oh, Alabi gave it such a gentle touch. For a moment, I wondered if the keeper might scramble back and save it, but not a bit of it. FC2, both goals to Alabi, Grantham 0.
Yeah, and to be honest, Alex Curran was wondering whether or not it was going to go over the line and nursed it over, although his natural instinct was to give it a little tap. If he had tapped it, it was offside, and the linesman was looking for that little touch on the ball. As you say, Tunde again linking up with play, good little build-up play there between him and Curran just knocked it off sweetly.
And
2-0.
And FC United, well, this is really impressive from the home side. We played just over 14 minutes. They're 2 to the good here against Grantham, and absolutely, totally deserved here. because FC have dominated this game. So Curran again, corner from the left-hand side. Can FC take the lead here? Curran comes in, floats it invitingly high. It's nodded across there by Doyle. It's bubbling around on the turn. Olave!
Yes, there! Get in there!
What about that? From FC United. What a lovely turn that was. And did Olave get the finishing touch there?
I personally think it was the centre-back, number 6, Warren, who tried to clear the ball off the line and swung it into his own net, but we'll give it Tunde.
Well, it was certainly going into the net when the defender touched it, but what about that for a turnaround? Well, we talked, didn't we, Roy, about a test of mentality, of staying calm under pressure.
Yeah.
And it took a lovely moment from the right-hand side into play with Morris, Sinclair-Smith, and then Captain Potts streaking in with a lovely finish. And it's just settled them down, hasn't it?
And what they need to do is carry on, keeping composed. They don't have to worry. They've been well in this game right away from the start. And all they've got to do is just keep doing the simple things quickly.
FC here trying to see this out, 2-1. They lead. Up goes Doyle, commanding header. Picked up here, and it's on his chest. And then hooked forward. Now Olave in a race with Grogan. He's got to stand his... Olave wins it! Surely!
To answer them,
and it was a mistake by Grogan, but Olave pressed him. He stood him off. He did all the right things, Roy, and then just crippled and typically just slid it past the keeper's left hand into the net.
And on the blind side, he just gave Grogan a little left arm nudge in the back, unsettled him. The Ratcliffe players are having to go to the referee trying to point it out. You know what? Do what you want. We'll do the celebrating now on something that matters, the result.
Square ball back to Belford. Belford has Morris in space, right side, but he chooses to go to the left and doesn't find Dodd. And now Pratt battling for the ball. He's outnumbered. Good tenacious work from Pratt, but Griffiths has it now at his feet, plays it back to Linney. Good work from Lane, but Linney does well. Linney now on the Alabi. Left hand side, Olabi's got a man in the middle. Olabi has a goal from a frighteningly narrow angle. Tunde Olabi. Well, from here it didn't look possible. You thought he's got to square it back to Sinclair-Smith, but Tunde Olabi played it in just to the far, hit the post, the left-hand upright as it were, and went in. FC 2-0.
It was like Ronnie O'Sullivan got a snooker cue on that one. That was amazing.
Absolutely, in the corner, and what he did was he measured it up, didn't he? He went down the line with his left foot, checked it back onto his right foot, saw the goalkeeper edging out a little bit, just very slightly, towards his left-hand side, because he felt that the ball was going to be cut back, like he said, to Sinclair-Smith. And as soon as he made that step from his right foot to his left foot, it was curtains. End of story.
FC with defending to do here. 90 seconds to go of the 45. Corner ball left hand side, and it comes near post. They've tried. Well, that was a rehearsed manoeuvre there. They've got a chance to fire it back in here. Tong still has it edge of the box. He's battling away. Tong. He's beaten 3. Now Sharp left under the box. Sharp shoots. Belford collects. Well, that was heroic stuff from Liam Tong there. He would not be denied. He went through about 3 or 4 tackles there. But in the end, FC snuff out the danger. Doyle now. Potts. Back to Jones. Jones spreads it out left-hand side. Dodd halfway inside his own territory. Potts slightly on his heels there, but plays it to Curran.
Yeah.
Potts, long ball. Alabi again, pace against Dean. Dean just gets a head in there. Oh, Alabi, a real chance. It's 3-0. It's 3-0. Tom Dean not having a great afternoon. He tried to nod it back to the keeper, but Alabi was right on his heels. Took it from the keeper and then took it round the keeper and then slides it in once again from quite a tight angle. And FC United 3-0 as we reach 45 minutes.
Well, to be honest, it was a great little dinky ball over the top from Curran that was a bit speculative initially, but there was just enough length on it that Tom Dean could not get a good, clear, substantial header on back to the keeper, and it brushed against his forehead and fell down. Well, that's all Tunde Owolabi needed then. He saw the ball in front of him and went for it like a magnet. The goalkeeper coming out, it was a race between the two, and you'd always put your money on Tunde Owolabi in a sprinting race. He got there maybe a foot before the keeper, pushed it to his right, went a little bit wide of the angle of the goalkeeper, and then just slotted it back across goal again into the net for his second goal of the game.
And past Tom Dean, who was covering back. So
he was totally off balance though, Tom. Tom was running to his front post. Tunde Owolabi knocked the ball to the back post area, and he couldn't change his footing.
And it's a free kick, quickly taken. Ennis now right hand side. Ennis plays it forward to Regan Lenny into the box. Regan Lenny in the inside, left-footed shot, goes across. Hansen Smith just can't get on the end of it. It goes all the way across, and now Tavaro can bring it away for the visitors. Long clearance from him. Doyle lets that pass through to Cameron Belford. It's end-to-end at the moment here. FC trailing by 2-1. Elsdon now. Elsdon. Griffiths through ball. Lenny gets fouled. Owolabi into the box. Playing on. Absolutely magnificent as the referee, to his credit, plays the advantage. And Owolabi took it into the box, put it on his right foot, and he had an absolute screamer into the top corner.
And to be honest, there he was. The referee was just about to blow for the free kick prior to it, but they noticed that the ball was breaking to Tunde, and Tunde just had one thought in his mind: shift it onto his right and crush it into the net.
Blasting it. Power was the key. High and also to the keeper's left. No chance for the keeper, really.
And it's still ding dong. It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, this, isn't it?
And FC have created openings and then haven't fully capitalised, apart from the free kick which led to the goal, of course. Aaron Morris with the throw. 38 minutes played. Thompson Smith and Morris kind of hooks a speculative clearance which Raven nods down poorly, and Griffiths picks up the second ball. Ennis now edge of the box. Ennis got Raven for company. Ennis tries to get a shot in. Now it's Owolabi on the turn. He scores! Oh, magnificent goal from Tunde Owolabi. The goal drought is over. And I tell you something, he had his back to goal. He had a defender in his way, but he turned on it and put it exquisitely into the corner, the keeper's left-hand side. It's 2-0 FC United.
Yeah, you've got Ennis there who tried to work an angle for himself. Saw it was shut off from the edge of the box, but he smashed a ball there that took a deflection off one of the Warrington defenders and fell at Tunde Owolabi's feet. And Tunde, even with his marker behind him, marking him up, he managed to half turn him, and then smack a right foot shot that took a slight deflection, I think, and just wrong-footed the goalkeeper completely. But do you know what? Won't say that in the newspaper. He'll just say Tunde Owolabi won.
Number 5 is Dean Freeman. Plays a low ball through, but he misplaces that pass. Dodd gets in the way, plays it to Charlie Ennis, takes it over halfway left-hand side. Charlie Ennis overlapping his Dodd, and Ennis there, nice work there. Dodd now, can he get a crossing? Low crossing, chance for Tunde Owolabi, who's onside, and it's 1-0.
Well, there's the 30th of the season for Tunde, and what a simple goal it turned out to be from the cutback.
Well, good work on the left-hand side from FC, but you would have to say, from a Mikulova point of view, very, very poor defending there. The ball seemed to go through a Mikulova defender there, and Tunde Owolabi, I'm sure, couldn't believe his luck. In the second minute of the game, FC United take the lead. And FC, and it's a good through ball to Bevan, edge of the box, Bevan.
Good challenge, Jones.
And good work by Jones, and now Trickett Smith now breaks away. He's got Owolabi to his left. Owolabi, can he make something of this? Owolabi into the box. 3 defenders there. Oh! What a magnificent goal by Tunde Owolabi! Bang! Bang into the top corner and FC United into a 2-0 lead. And I can tell you something, Tunde Owolabi's goal drought is well and truly at an end. 31 for the season in all competitions. FC 2 goals in front.
4 minutes into added time of the first half.
He composed himself there, controlled the ball, picked his spot, and then absolutely hammered it.
Morris with defending to do, nods it rather aimlessly back. He's got to keep it in, play to avoid the corner. Does so now, he's got to clear his lines. Ball back, bounces back on him there rather fortuitously, and he'll bring it forward now, will Morris, and play a long ball forward for Owolabi, but Young will pick up. But second ball won by Donahue. Donahue, can he pick the right pass here? Donahue. Owolabi, left foot, right foot. Oh, still in. Shoots, it's in. 3-0. Hat-trick for Tunde Owolabi. Well, there was a bit of a carry on there. The ball bounced around. Broom saved it once, but it bounced out there. And on the volley, Tunde Owolabi rattled it into the Mikolova goal, and FC go 3 goals to the good.
Right on 80 minutes.
That's his second FC hat-trick after the 4 he got against Buxton.
32 goals for the season in all competitions. I think it's 25 in the league. Turnbull on the halfway line, plays it out very nicely. First time to Baxter. Baxter, though, has got pressure from Sinclair Smith, has to play the ball back to Verstraeten, who shows too much of it there. And a good work from FC to win the ball back. Baxter, but now it's Owolabi. In from the left-hand side, into the box, Owolabi, chance! Yes! And FC United get that goal. Gets them the lifeline. It was excellent work on the left-hand side. Finlay Sinclair Smith.
Well, he didn't give up, did he? He didn't give the ball up. He played down the left-hand side. Tunde then took over, and his strength and his perseverance, he went past 1, went past 2. It looked like he wasn't going to get the shot away, and he then put it across the goalkeeper, and that was an excellent finish. And FC United do get a goal.
And credit to Neil Reynolds for making those decisive substitutions, because they paid off. Lloyd played on right-hand side. Being forced back, good pressing from FC this time, but they keep control of it. But they get a bit of a tangle there, and it falls off of Sinclair Smith. Plays a long ball out the left-hand side. Trickett Smith now. Owolabi into the box. Owolabi. No, it falls now. Trickett Smith to the byline. Trickett Smith plays it back now. Sinclair Smith, nice ball in. Potts, but it's well met by Verstraeten there, and Morris wins the second ball, edge of the box. Morris plays it out left-hand side. Finlay Sinclair Smith. Can he get a low cross in? Owolabi on the turn.
Yes.
It's 4-2. That FC will not give this up.
Well, again,
it's 4 goals to 2.
Smith on the far side never gave up. Played the ball across. Thompson Smith on this near touch line won the ball, plays the ball out down the left-hand side, cuts inside, ball to Owolabi. He had a lot to do then. He's back to goal. He's seen twist with the ball, and he's put it past the goalkeeper.
finished that night, I realized I didn't want another lover, 'cause we had time, but I still just didn't want it to be over. I'm in, I could've kept going forever. I'm in, I really wanna share together. I'm in, to be honest, I just never felt like this. Never felt like this. You got me to the phone, to the phone, waiting for you, waiting for you to call again. To the phone, to the phone, ready for you, ready for you. Why you are so bad? To the phone, to the phone, waiting for you, waiting for you to call again. To the phone, to the phone, ready for you, ready for you. Why you are so bad? I'm waiting you to get here. You got the address, so you know how to get here. Ooh, yeah. We both know it felt real, so just take the damn wheel. Let's make all the shit.
Johnston. The second goal was an individual effort from Nicolas Pepe. A brilliant left foot strike to beat Johnston this time. At the Emirates at half-time, it's Arsenal 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Arsenal killing West Brom down Arsenal's left-hand side. Callum Robertson doesn't know whether to go back and help out Darnell Furlong, who keeps getting isolated. Saka keeps getting round the back of him. That happened for the first goal on 29 minutes when Saka put a good cross in. Emil Smith Rowe with a brilliant left foot volley beat Sam Johnston. The second goal was an individual effort from Nicolas Pepe. A brilliant left foot strike to beat Johnston this time. At the Emirates at half-time, it's Arsenal 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Arsenal killing West Brom down Arsenal's left-hand side. Callum Robertson doesn't know whether to go back and help out Darnell Furlong, who keeps getting isolated. Saka keeps getting round the back of him. That happened for the first goal on 29 minutes when
You got me to the phone, to the phone. I'm waiting for you to call again. To the phone, to the phone. Ready for you, ready for you. Why you are so bad? To the phone, to the phone. Waiting for you, waiting for you to call again. To the phone, to the phone. Ready for you, ready for you. Why you are so bad?
guys would have played at Fratton Park, it can be a really hostile atmosphere. They've lost one of their own this week in Alan McLaughlin, who was a good friend of mine, and that was a tragedy that hit everybody very hard. He passed away at 54, the man who scored the goal that took the Republic of Ireland to the World Cup famously in 1994, a real Pompey legend. And the reason he earned that legendary status was not just because of the way he conducted himself on the pitch, and he scored some fantastic goals from midfield, should have played in the top flight really, but because of the way that he conducted himself off the pitch. He empathised with the supporters. He really brought into that football club, and that's a fan base, that's a football club. If you buy into it and you weave your way into that fabric, those supporters will give you everything. If you let them down, and if this video is accurate, if it's happened tonight, these players have let those fans down, they will make you aware of it. And I tell you what, when those fans get back in the stadium next season, if these 3 players are still at the club, and it's debatable, they are going to get pelters. Okay, you are laughing in the faces of those loyal fans. There were supporters outside the ground today. There's one guy in particular, John Portsmouth Football Club Westwood, who we've had on the show. He's been going to every game, home and away. He went all the way up to Rochdale and back just to wave his bell outside the ground. I said, John, what are you doing? He said, I want to give the boys our backing. Okay, that is the loyalty that comes from that football club. And then these
Se vuelve a quedar, nuevo centro.
Your heart close to mine. I still need
Boy 50.
Some blood on my body, tryna heal it. Your head with some
uncertain and down. What if really sun goes down? Will I be the same or both? Yes, I swear, it's still hurting me. Black wall and rats gone when the screen runs. No fun, no way to. No one will so hold me hard, 'cause I feel alone, 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 I feel alone.
You're like a blessing. Oh, I wasn't waiting for you, wasn't waiting for you. Yeah, I was just wasting. Oh my time living without you, time living without you. Yeah, like a rocket on a planet, that's how I feel. You're so gorgeous and you know it, you can't be real. And you use it to confuse me, but in the best ways. You make my day. Baby, keep loving, keep loving me just like you do it, like you do it, like you hit stone lips, so we keep growing just like we do it, like you do it, like you. It's hard, but we can go through. 'Cause I want it like you want it too. Don't get insecure, baby. I like you sure, baby. 'Cause that's the only way to build something amazing. And there's gonna be some bad wishes from people that don't really understand the feeling that we have. There's gonna be some bad wishes from people that don't really understand this what we have. Baby, keep loving, keep loving me just like you do it, like you do it, like you hit stone lips, so we keep growing just like we do it, like you do it, like you. There's gonna be some bad wishes from people that don't really understand the feeling that we have. There's gonna be some bad wishes from people that don't really understand this that we have. Oh, baby, keep loving, keep loving me just like you do it, like you do it, like you hit stone lips, so we keep growing just like we do it, like you do it, like you.
some issues, things that I'm not really used to. And I watch my back cause this is so new, but it's something that I could get into. I keep on thinking about you, I got no time to deny the truth. You gotta give me your time, and I gotta keep myself contained, baby. Won't you call me baby? I just wanna love you, baby, let me love you. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in, baby. I've been working on my own wave, I make up my mind every day. In the end, I'm always thinking your name, feeling like I'm going insane. I keep on thinking about you, I got no time to deny the truth. You gotta give me your time, and I gotta keep myself contained, baby. Won't you call me baby? I just wanna love you, baby, let me love you. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in, baby. In, baby, let me in. I want to believe what I'm feeling right now. I want you to see that I'm breaking it down. Come take a ride with me. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in.
You know, doubtful, and obviously you can't do that up against Benzema.
Well, here's the Benzema header again, beating Bono.
There's no one else in the box. It's only him, and still he manages to find space, get at the end of the cross and score the first goal of the game. What a season he's having as well. Wow.
Yep, incredible. And Madrid have struggled would have struggled for goals without him. Here's Marcelo. Benzema currently out wide, so is Vinicius, both of them on the left. Vinicius moves infield, the pass goes to Toni Kroos, back to Vinicius, back to Benzema I should say, now with Vinicius. Casemiro. Militao out to Odriozola. Ocampos steps in, but Odriozola springs to the loose ball and wins it back.
Good first 17 minutes for Odriozola, both offensively and defensively. A man who's always in the spotlight, not for positive reasons, let's say, but when Zidane hasn't had Carvajal or Lucas Vázquez, he should be starting, and well, you said it, against Chelsea, Vinicius was playing as the right wing back.
Well, certainly in the Champions League, Zidane preferred Valverde and Vinicius to Odriozola, which doesn't say much about the confidence that he has in him, but he's played him tonight, he started him tonight, and he's certainly responded, at least in an attacking sense. Here's Joan Jordan, back to Diego Carlos.
Didn't get much sleep. All I needed was a night out, love, sex, dreams. What you know about heartbreak, hotels, sleeping through the day.
Jack Jordan once more. That goal has knocked the stuffing out of Sevilla a little bit. They started so well, the confidence is gone, temporarily at least.
You could see a very frustrated Ocampos, who was looking for a 1-2 from Rakitic. Rakitic tried to play a safe ball to keep possession instead of risking and going forward. And obviously, when you have the opportunity to turn and attack, you gotta take it, especially against.
I just ran up 20 racks and still got therapy at 6. Clarity's a bitch, but I got my bag now. 27 grams in hell till I pass out. Wasted all my energy, I got mine back now. Self-destructive tendencies, but we were making memories. I have no regrets, just some shit I might do differently. Nothing's changed, we still got teenage problems. Sick to my stomach, I'm still hung up on the same chick. Even though she loved me, she bumped me up on her playlist. She still took my heart and said, watch how I'm gonna break this. You're seeing hate this heartbreaker, thinking she could hold me down. Little does she know that I'll be gone before she.
Diego Carlos out to Acuna, and you mentioned the reliance on Benzema earlier. Since the 6th of April, no forward has scored for Real Madrid apart from Karim Benzema. So we know they might not have too much money to spend in the summer, but you'd think that something in the striking department might be on its way. Will that man still be here, or has he played his last game for Real Madrid? There are only 3 games left after this one. His contract runs out at the end of this season. He has a left hamstring problem, and well, you just see it for yourself.
Last game he played, in the Champions League, where you could see he was not fit to play, and Zidane gave him a chance to start. So let's wait and see what happens. But it looks like, his time at Real Madrid is coming to an end.
Late challenge from Nacho on Jan Jordan, or was it Casemiro? Well, Casemiro's certainly been the player booked. So
and normally he gets away with it. So to get an early booking, it's surprising for Casemiro.
Yeah, absolutely. The man dubbed by Graham Hunter as the invisible man, as he so often is in that Madrid midfield. But in fact, he doesn't seem to make a lot of contact with it. Certainly not on the replay we've just seen, Andrea.
No, I don't really think it touches Joan Jordan, to be honest.
So a yellow for Casemiro and a free kick for Sevilla, trying to get themselves Suso over the ball. Cross comes in, headed down, and the shot and the goal, and it's Fernando, the man who's popped up in the area several times in recent weeks. It's a 3rd goal of the season. And Julian Lopetegui not celebrating, but delighted, because that's his plan. We don't need a centre forward, the midfielders can score.
Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what the game needed. I mean, that was a pretty scorer type of free kick. Suso playing into Navas. That doesn't come from the training ground. It was Navas completely unmarked. It crosses with his left foot. It's not the best of crosses, but Rakitic has all the time in the world to just play the ball into Fernando. Fernando has 2 touches before finishing it. We see Navas 1v1 with Vinicius, crosses with his left foot. Rakitic is like 3 yards away from Real Madrid's defenders. Look at Casemiro's there, too far from Fernando. He takes 2 touches before the finish. A great finish, by the way, but this is not good defending from Real Madrid, playing for the title. But a great game, Pete. 1-1 after 20.
You torture me until it's my last breath, till I'm laid to rest. Never show me that you love me, but I paid you your respect. Feel your fingers clenching around my neck. Is this how it ends? Love you till it killed me.
2 minutes, and this is exactly what the game needed.
Well, Casemiro dived in, as did Odriozola, and Fernando finds the back of the net. Ball over the top. Out comes Courtois. He has to head it, though. Here's Casemiro. Casemiro forward to Benzema. Back to Luka Modric. Ball out towards Benzema. Marcelo. Back to Toni Kroos. Ball now with Casemiro. Marcelo with the cross, blocked by Jesus Navas. Zinedine Zidane, another man whose future beyond the end of this season, much like Ramos, is in doubt, though he does have 1 year left on his contract. Here's Luka Modric. Nacho inside the area, but the ball is poked out.
Well, a corner is always a chance, especially with Casemiro this season.
Taking shot to Modric. Now delivered into the area. Nacho goes up. Fernando heads to the edge of the area. Marcelo acrobatically back into the area. Koundé clears. Valverde sends the ball all the way back to Courtois.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that Casemiro is always a threat going forward, but what about Militao? You know, we remember his game against Osasuna, where he was at the end of every single cross Real Madrid played into the box. Casemiro last season he scored a brace against Sevilla at the Santiago Bernabeu. He's got 3 against Los Hispalenses in his Real Madrid career, so he knows how to score against them.
Modric to Toni Kroos. Vinicius now. Back to Kroos. Vinicius trying to run in behind Navas. Benzema, lone figure in the penalty area for Real Madrid. Casemiro joining on the edge of the area, and Bono saves.
Well, Vinicius is having a great first half. Good 25 minutes from the young Brazilian, causing any sort of problems down the left. You can see Navas is trying to cope with him. He cuts inside, plays it into Casemiro. The 1-2 was on. Casemiro goes for a shot from distance, but a good opportunity for Real Madrid.
Nacho to Toni Kroos. Forward to Marcelo. Vinicius, another chance to run at Navas. He's starting to cause him problems, gets the shot away, but Bono makes the save.
Well, positive. Why not? Why not, Vini? He had probably arguably his best game of the season against Liverpool, you know, because the end product was there, something that we've been asking to him. You know, and he knows, he feels he's having a good first half. He should try it more and more and more. He needs to get some more goals under his belt, but such an exciting prospect, the young Brazilian. And you know, if someone is joining us live now, Pete, obviously the scoreline is wrong. It's Real Madrid 1, Sevilla 1.
Odriozola with a throw forward to Karim Benzema. Sevilla were on such a fantastic record before that setback against Athletic Club. 9 games without being beaten. Benzema trying to get on the end of this cross. Back to Vinicius. It bounces just beyond him. Navas can make the clearance. Out towards Suso. Jan Jordan drops for Modric. Couldn't get the shot away because Jan Jordan was right in front of him once more. Modric slides that one into Benzema. He lets it run for Odriozola across the face of the goal. Fernando clears. Ocampos away only as far as Valverde. Valverde crossfield pass to pick out Marcelo. But Suso dispossesses him. And Valverde gives the foul away. Navas's cross, Rakitic down to Fernando. And, well, both Casemiro and Odriozola down, Courtois down, the ball in the back of the net. Fernando with his 3rd goal of the season.
Yeah, I mean, they had all the time in the world to first Rakitic to play the ball into Fernando, and then Fernando to take 2 touches before the finish. Acuna, good chance here.
Well, it's a good cross. Nacho cuts it out, only as far as Odriozola, who's under pressure still from Acuna. Militao across the face of his own goal. Fortunately for Madrid, Suso couldn't direct his header. Went straight to Courtois. Toni Kroos back to Nacho. out towards Fede Valverde. Toni Kroos forward to Marcelo. Vinicius to his left. Benzema through the middle. Vinicius. Back to Marcelo. Vinicius inside the area, and the disappointing finish, having done the hard work of tricking his way into the penalty area.
Yeah, but once again, Pete, creating that overload, taking on Navas. Navas with the help there from Suso, but still he gets past them. A little bit more of composure from the young Brazilian.
Bono making the save. Long ball forward towards Suso. Courtois sees it out of play. Real Madrid don't have the easiest running beyond tonight. They go away to Granada, away to Athletic Club, who have a habit of beating the big teams. And on the last day of the season, they're back here against Villarreal, so they really need to win tonight. Defeat would put things right back into the hands of Atletico Madrid. Acuna with the throw. He finds Ocampos over the top of Nacho, but Militao was there to clear. Odriozola brings it away for Real Madrid. Forward to Vinicius. Odriozola has continued his run. Vinicius goes backwards to Casemiro. It's now with Modric. Benzema out to Valverde. Vinicius making the run ahead of him, plays the ball back to Modric.
Obviously Odriozola getting back into position, but he's been very positive going forward in the first half.
Some space here for Valverde. Couldn't get the cross beyond Acuna though.
That did. As you said, now is Fernando, the further forward there. And Navas getting the help of Suso. But this is what you need, one-touch football.
Benzema with a shot, tipped over by Bono. Well, it was that quick interchanging of passes. And Benzema with the shot pushed over by Bono.
And then obviously, if you have a player of the quality of Benzema, even better. And look at this, one touch, he turns, he knows he's 1 yard away from the defender. And a good effort on target for Real Madrid.
Clearance from Fernando. He's the man of the first half at the moment with that goal that separates these two teams. Modric with the cross. Benzema perhaps the target, but it goes beyond him and out for a Sevilla throw.
We see Koundé there, gives him 2 yards. Obviously he's following the run from Vini Jr. Fernando's trying to help, but still he unleashes. He shot with his left foot. Good chance for Real Madrid.
Sevilla with the throw, taken by Navas to Rakitic. Nacho to Odriozola. Ball out to Marcelo. Into Benzema. Koundé in close attendance. Benzema steps out, plays in Kroos. He gets it back from Kroos. Interchange of passes between Benzema and Marcelo. Casemiro leaves the ball behind, then recoups it. Plays it back to Nacho, now with Toni Kroos. it goes back into the area. Bono comes out this time and claims.
I'm holding on to one more day with you. I'm holding on. I'm holding on to one more day.
Yeah, good transition for Real Madrid, but you know, the ball that Papu lost, that was a dangerous one.
Good run this from Ocampos. Marcelo gets the better in though. Plays the ball out to Toni Kroos.
I thought Casemiro waited too long to give the ball into Benzema. Benzema and Vinicius were occupying the same spot. Look at Valverde's right now.
Sprinting forward, and well, in the end the ball went beyond him, but well, we've seen that from Valverde many, many times.
Truly so to take a sip. Got 2 new bitches in the crib. 40 on me, throw a fit.
Lopetegui deep.
So you gon' miss. Just hit demons for the fit. So I ain't shit slow. Rolling in these circles, I just love to spin. Run down in my earth, yeah, this just might be your fucking end. Your lungs hold the purple vision circles, I just gotta spin. She thinks I'm selfish, I don't split up any dividends. She told me that sharing is caring, but I could care less. She want that new product back with baby, I could.
Not meant to be in deep conversation with his bench, but
forget about it. I don't really need that bitch, be yours, you gon' care about it. Truly so to take a sip. Got 2 new bitches in the crib.
But Jordan Suso, he's got Navas on the overlap. He finds Navas as well. Ocampos wants the ball played in early. Rakitic arriving in the area too. Ocampos is trying to turn and get the shot in, but he's crowded out. Vinicius brings it away for Real Madrid. Vinicius on the charge. Benzema helps him out. Plays the ball back to Valverde. Over the top for Vinicius. Bono comes out and just about collects. The ball was out of the area. Certainly that's what Vinicius is claiming.
It looked like it. Obviously, once again, a good build-up on the right from Sevilla. Suso coming deep, taking a Marcelo away. The run from Jesus Navas, well spotted, and obviously the cross to Ocampos. A dummy would have been a better idea because Rakitic was arriving in the box, screaming for it. The Argentine could see him.
Nacho wins that one, but the referee not happy with the way he did so. Juan Martinez Muniera just about still inside.
You can see that Papu is the fake number 9, but he's everywhere. You know, there's no reference for Real Madrid centre backs, both Militao and Nacho. He moves all over, trying to create that overload in midfield. Sevilla dominated possession so far.
Well, the plan is working at the moment.
Yeah, they had one chance. Well, it wasn't even a chance, and they scored a goal.
Here's Ocampos, almost gets there ahead of Militao. Toni Kroos with the pass out. Benzema holds it up nicely. Vinicius back to Casemiro. Valverde's got some space on this near side. Odriozola is with him. Modric will find one of them. It's Odriozola if Acuna doesn't get there first, and he does, and he shepherds the ball out of play for a Sevilla throw.
Well, now Acuna making sure that what happened for the goal disallowed was not going to happen again. Being close to Odriozola, closing him down. We see Lopetegui here showing how nervous he is. When I was a player, the worst thing, Pete, was just being on the stands or on the bench, not being able to help your teammates. Not being able to control anything, I imagine, for Lopetegui, being in the stands. You know, it's so frustrating.
Well, there isn't a more nervous-looking manager, certainly, in his technical area than Julian Lopetegui. Ball back to Casemiro from Marcelo. Vinicius. Ball out towards Modric. Benzema back to Nacho. Toni Kroos. Well, ball behind Ocampos Odriozola to run onto, but he was never going to get there. Marcelo doesn't seem to be running too comfortably. Last thing Zinedine Zidane needs is another defensive injury. Let's see if he was caught here. Well, that's certainly the moment he first seemed to show the discomfort.
But you can see he's not running freely. And it was all done by himself. They're turning and feeling something.
Well, if we consider Carvajal, Ramos, Varane and Mendy as the Real Madrid first choice back four, Zidane's only been able to pick that back four 6 times this season because of injuries. And obviously at the moment none of them are available. Marcelo having to play at left back. We'll keep an eye on whether or not he runs off that problem. Here's Fernando. Back to Bono.
Obviously Miguel is on the bench, and when Zidane had to win the game against Osasuna, you know, Miguel came on replacing Marcelo, and 0-0, and Real Madrid ended up winning the game.
Well, he's one of a clutch of impressive young players who have been thrown in this season out of necessity more than anything else. Miguel Gutierrez, Modric. May well be the reserve player for Monday next season.
Marcelo, I think maybe he's right.
Benzema back to Toni Kroos. Ball out towards Odriozola. Valverde back to Casemiro. He lets it run to Kroos, who plays it out to Marcelo. Toni Kroos.
Brilliant.
Laid off to Casemiro. Casemiro with the shot. And Bono. Well, he was at full stretch there, but the shot off target. 5 minutes to go before half-time. Sevilla still have the lead.
The first touch from Kroos here. It's a control, just getting past the player. The second touch to get past Fernando. The ball gets played into Casemiro, and Casemiro goes, he doesn't go for power, just tries to place it in the bottom corner there. Not close from scoring the equalizer, Casemiro.
Fernando missed kicks. Casemiro to Benzema, to Modric. Headed away by Rakitic. Suso for Sevilla. Ball forward into space for Ocampos to run onto. Courtois, sweeper keeper out to Militao. Militao has to go backwards because of Rakitic, and then puts the ball out.
You know, Sevilla doing well. You know, the first pressure, putting Militao, Odriozola, Marcelo and Nacho under pressure at every occasion when they're running back, especially when the ball gets played back to Courtois as well. They are making that extra, you know, effort. You could see that Militao, the only chance he had was to keep that ball away from play.
Toni Kroos, a little bit of space for him. Vinicius and Benzema ahead of him. He finds Benzema. Vinicius up against Jules Koundé. Cross from Vinicius, he's half blocked by Koundé, and Navas can clear. Suso neatly away from Vinicius. Forward to Papu Gomez. Nudges it back to Suso. This is a good break from Sevilla. Rakitic has to go back to Joan Jordan, but he releases Ocampos. Jordan out to Navas. Suso over the top. Navas is caught late by Marcelo.
Well, the first goal came from a set piece. Lateral free kick. Let's see if Real Madrid defends better this time. It is. Well, yes. Late challenge there from Marcelo on Jesus Navas.
Well, Papu Gomez has gone across to take it. Koundé and Diego Carlos up from the back. Just over a minute left of the first half. Villa 1 up at the Alfredo Di Stefano. on this terrible run of 13 straight defeats away to Real Madrid. Well, be a great night to bring that run to an end. Papu with the free kick. Koundé with the header into the hands of Courtois.
Well, obviously not a good sign that from 2 set pieces Sevilla always, winners in those aerial duels against Real Madrid players. Koundé, is normally a threat. That was probably the greater of connection, but still an opportunity for Lopetegui's side.
Well, Zinedine Zidane was criticised for not reacting in midweek against Chelsea. Question, I suppose, now for him, Andrea, is does he make an early change here?
Well, let's wait and see what happens.
Let's see if they can
exactly.
get the goal back before the half-time.
Would you look at this mess? Will our kids have to live with it? Will our kids have to deal with this shit? If this is the end, then why we pretending? Why we don't listen? It been like this all of my life. I wanna see change in my life. Learn a lesson or two. Earth is dying, is true. Yeah, the human race is a brew. Pollution age isn't cool, no. Gelato lights, Chanel number 9. Louis Vuitton red bottom, how she slide. Acid trip, just to ease your mind. On the way up, got a peak to find. Let's see how far we climb, ayy. Sun off in your eyes, ayy. Might just leave you blind, ayy. Smoke off in the sky, yeah. Biscotti with gelati. The room is getting foggy. Team is getting rowdy. She into getting naughty. Shorty go up, down. Yeah, I love it when she busts down. What's in my cup, it got me stuck. Now, I need more, it's not enough. Now, bitch, I'm drip, wipe me down like a squeegee. But I don't trip, cause it's easy. She give good lip, no teething. Make this money flip, no breezy. Bitch, I'm feeling sick, so queasy. And I own my whip, no lease. Keep some brand new kicks, no creasing. Yeah, we shake shit, no season. She love the lights, Chanel number 9. Louis Vuitton red bottom, how she slide. Acid trip, just to ease your mind. On the way up, got a peak to find. Let's see how far we climb, ayy. Sun off in your eyes, ayy. Might just leave you blind, ayy. Smoke off in the sky, yeah. Biscotti with gelati. The room is getting foggy. Team is getting rowdy. She into getting naughty. I can't see the issue. Yeah, believe me, I need to keep myself alive. But I don't need to kiss you. Hey, we can make it tonight. Baby, that's just fine. Don't know what I'm doing. Feel like I am going crazy. Keep it down. You look good, you know it. I can tell you're soaking up all of it now. Hey, hey, listen to what I say. Let's get to it and we won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody. Hey, hey, listen to what I say. Let's get to it and we won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody. control me, and I need to find your loving, baby. Baby, you on my mind, and I'll give you my body. Don't know what I'm doing, feel like I am going crazy. Keep it down, keep it down. You look good, you know it. I can tell you're soaking up all up and down. Hey, listen to what I say. Let's get to it, and we won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody. Hey, listen to what I say. Let's get to it, and we won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody. Listen to what I say. We won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody. Listen to what I say. Let's get to it, and we won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody. Listen to what I say. Let's get to it, and we won't tell nobody. Yeah, we won't tell nobody.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball, and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within. Oh, I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. if I capsize. Oh no.
Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Life and career would be better there. Get it there, get it there, get it there. Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Riding through the city, yeah, I've been chasing a dream. Pockets full of 50s, my dickie's never supreme. Smoke a little hippie, I'm trippy off of the team. Found me a girl, a Mississippi, a queen. I've been going hard for 7 years, I'm close. No one got the bars, they never near, they choke. Shining like stars, it's ever clear, there's hope. Don't know where to start, I'm out of tears, I cope. Still people keep hating, they constantly saying that he will not make it. I hope that he praying, my wish has been paying. So please do not weigh and see, I made the bed in the sheets that I lay in. You know I ain't playing. Just check out the comments, yeah, this shit's iconic, and that's where the Jaden. So keep your advance and your marketing dollars, my distro kid's slaying. Been making investments, I ain't got friends, just my Smith & Wesson. Hottest in the scene right now, no question. Million 2 weeks, damn right, I'm flexing. And that's with no marketing dollars, no label. That's why I got all these deals on the table. I'm sick with the shit that I spit, I'm unstable. Yeah, get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Life and career would be better there. Get it there, get it there, get it there. Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. A lot of rappers talk tough, but they 5'5". Think they need a little protein, Popeyes. And my dad's old whip when I drive by. This a home run hit, not a pop fly. Check the Spotify. This industry hating and don't wanna crown me. Laughing their faces, there's no one around me. They trying to fake it, you're acting as lousy. I communicate with the sun and the moon. Growing through showing my life in these tunes. I'm higher at noon than I was in June. I never got handles, not no silver spoon. Done healing my wounds. You know that they lying when all of they posts say it's coming soon. The pressure been rising, they stressing and trying, but know that they doomed. Ain't dropping no remix, I got originals. I hear the shit that you writing is typical. You cannot fuck with me, check out these syllables. So underrated and faded is criminal. Difference is all of your rhyming is fictional. I'm telling stories, my come up is biblical. Hustle inclusive, we never divisible. Yeah, get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Life and career would be better there. Get it there, get it there, get it there. Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there. Get it there. All I do is try just to get it there.
I said how it's up, bitch I'm blowing up, I'm so high right now, I don't know the month, I get my bag on gone, I be too geek, these labels know I'm on, they tryna talk to me, BB Simmons on my waist, I be shining, she ain't never heard of me, but now she in my line, please don't hit my phone telling me it's perfect timing, I've been on it for years, shawty, I've been grinding, didn't know I'd be sad after all this. If I fall, she gon' leave, that's regardless. She broke my heart, I ain't felt the same since August. If I fall off, I'ma pick up where I lost it. Big bag, off-white X on my shoulder. Prada shirt, my jacket goes. Rocks all on my wrist, I'm frozen. Rockstar life, I'm never sober. Are you proud? Yeah, proud. Got a check, yeah. ATL spin it down, now I'm back, yeah. She only love me out of town, told her back, yeah. 10 toes to the ground, I'm the realest out now. Wait, I said how it's up, bitch I'm blowing up, I'm so high right now, I don't know the month, I get my bag on gone, I be too geek, these labels know I'm on, they tryna talk to me, BB Simmons on my waist, I be shining, she ain't never heard of me, but now she in my line, please don't hit my phone telling me it's perfect timing, I've been on it for years, shawty, I've been grinding, didn't know I'd be sad after all this. If I fall, she gon' leave, that's regardless. She broke my heart, I ain't felt the same since August. If I fall off, I'ma pick up where I lost it. Yeah.
Then Fernando as well had 2 touches before taking the goal. So yes, we have to say Sevilla is winning, and obviously the plan is working for Lopetegui. Let's see how it works in the second half. At times I felt that both Militao and Nacho, were allowed to push on and mark going forward because they didn't have anyone to mark. So there was not a centre forward pinning them. In Sevilla, when Acuña and especially Navas down the right were getting into crossing areas, there was no one in the box to get at the end of those crosses. Let's see if Lopetegui changes in the second half, and then he brings on the top scorer in the city. And for Real Madrid, obviously, they took the lead. The goal got disallowed. I got a bit confused there. Obviously, the scoreline is 1-0 for Sevilla. And let's see if Zinedine Zidane tries to change something in the second 45 minutes. And why not bring on Eden Hazard, as an option?
Well, he has got Real Madrid's all-time highest or biggest signing on the bench, as you say, Eden Hazard. Odriozola's header gives possession to Ocampos. Ocampos pulls the ball back to Acuña, spins and shoots, and just past Courtois' upright. I mentioned that Madrid haven't won back-to-back leagues since 2008, and that was with different managers, Capello and then Schuster. No Real Madrid manager has done it since the 87-88, 88-89 season. So Zidane, we know the league matters to him, don't we? We know how important he rates the domestic competition for all the glory that comes with the Champions League, and he is missed the Champions League, having succeeded both as a player and a coach. But he'll want this back-to-back league title, especially if it is to be his last season. They have to win tonight. They're not winning at the moment. Vinicius charging down Koundé. Koundé plays the ball out towards Navas.
Well, you could see, Pete, how much it meant to Zinedine Zidane when they got the title last season. Absolutely. Because obviously, to win a title, you need consistency. You need to be, very good at both ends, week in, week out. It's a very difficult thing to do, especially with a team of superstars like Real Madrid. So Zidane was delighted last season, and if he could repeat it, probably he'll go down as the greatest ever, Real Madrid coach. But if he does it, he does win back-to-back La Liga titles. Well, how many titles has he won as a manager? Just lost counting.
Well, Leo Beenhakker, the last manager to retain a title, and that, as I say, was back in '89, the 88-89 season. So to go with the 3 straight Champions Leagues, it will be a remarkable feat for Zidane in what's been a difficult season. But it's been a difficult season for everybody. Lopetegui would say the same thing. Sevilla have come through their trials and tribulations, and enormous credit to them to this stage of the season, still be kicking around in the top 4 and causing problems for the other sides. Asensio warming up.
Yeah, Asensio warming up. I think that you could see Toni Kroos there a bit tired. It was too easy for Joan Jordan to turn and play that ball into El Papu Gomez. So maybe, one of the midfielders coming off, Valverde playing in midfield, and Asensio out wide will give Madrid an option, of course.
Cross comes in from Marcelo, cleared by Fernando. Sevilla very calmly playing the ball out of their own penalty area. Here's Suso. Ball up towards Papu Gomez. Nacho back to Modric. Marcelo out to Vinicius. Vinicius back to Marcelo. The cross is behind Benzema. Might indeed run all the way out to Odriozola, who gets past Ocampos. Odriozola with the cross. It's a deep one. Navas forward to Papu Gomez. One back by Nacho.
Well, in the first few minutes, Real Madrid playing in Sevilla's half.
Almost the reverse of the first 5 minutes of the first half. Here's Marcelo. Marcelo back to Casemiro. Fede Valverde. Modric under pressure from Acuña. His intensity levels certainly haven't dropped over the last few weeks. Toni Kroos is under pressure from Joan Jordan, but Toni Kroos under pressure, never really is he under pressure, and he turned and found Casemiro with a perfect pass to his feet. Here's Vinicius. He's been clipped by Suso, but he's back on his feet. The referee happy for the game to continue.
But Kroos doesn't know what pressure is.
No, another pinpoint pass, this time to Valverde. Back to Modric. Here he is again, Toni Kroos. He's got Marcelo down the left and he finds him. Marcelo back to Kroos. Nacho with the cross, but very deep. Once again, Odriozola ends up being the closest player to it, but he can't win the throw.
This is the time that Navas had to play a long ball to try and get out of Real Madrid's pressure, and this is exactly what they want to avoid, having El Papu up front. As we see the replay from Acuña's effort, we're talking about him being confident. What about that roulette on the edge of the box and taking a shot on target after 1 minute in the second half?
Sevilla back on the attack, but Valverde brings that attack to an end. Here's Casemiro.
Marcelo looks fine. He ended the first half.
Well, we saw him in the tunnel, didn't we? Just before the players came back out for the second half, and he was touching that troublesome right knee, but he's certainly full of running at the start of the second half. Here's Odriozola. Back to Luka Modric. Siv Antonio Blanco was also warming up when we saw a moment ago Asensio being put through his paces. Benzema back to Kroos. Into Valverde. Valverde with space to turn. Out to Odriozola. Sevilla back in numbers. Only Papu Gomez stayed slightly further forward. Modric with a shot. Bono saves. Can't hold it though.
Well, that was a great effort from Luka Modric. Him being right-footed, you wouldn't say it. You know, having a look at his effort here. He's got Acuña in front of him, no problem. He drives inside. Takes obviously that was close.
Toni Kroos with a corner. Not properly cleared, drops to Vinicius. Real Madrid players appealing for handball. Marcelo's shot goes high and wide. The referee indicates that he will now wait for a message from José Luis González, who's the video assisted referee. Let's have another look at it.
Was it Diego Carlos? Or Joan Jordan? Well, no, I think that there's nothing there.
Replay is certainly inconclusive. And if anything, it touches Diego Carlos, but with his arms very close to his body. So Real Madrid will be lucky to get the decision there. Diego Carlos has stayed down.
Just in case, touching his face, Diego Carlos.
Kroos with the corner. And, well, it hits Joan Jordan on the back. Hits Joan Jordan on the back, and then does it cannon off of Diego Carlos. Either way, it's certainly not an obvious handball. A generous decision for Madrid if they get it. Diego Carlos is still down.
I think it's Joan Jordan. You know, it's got his arm close to his body, so it does touch his arm, and then eventually hits Diego Carlos in the face. So not a penalty at all.
So play continues. Real Madrid still trailing then to a Sevilla side who would move to 73 points with a win tonight. 1 point behind Real Madrid, 2 points behind Barcelona. Diego Carlos waiting to come back on. Militao.
As Enesir is getting ready for Sevilla, Pete.
Well, plan A without a striker has worked to this point, but it looks as if, as you say, Enesir is about to come on. Marcelo. Toni Kroos to Modric. Kroos finds Marcelo once more. Toni Kroos into Valverde. Casemiro on the edge of the area, just didn't quite sit up for him to get a shot away. He plays it back to Modric. Militao out to Odriozola. Benzema back to Cruz. And every single red shirt, deep into in the Sevilla half.
And you've got Acuna with Odriozola or Campos being the wing back.
And those crosses will be eaten up all day long or all night long by
it's two
Diego
lines
Carlos.
of 5 at times, Sevilla, because El Papu joins as well. And that second line of 4 makes it a 5, and obviously it's difficult for Real Madrid playing at this pace and at this tempo to find anything really.
So it's Madrid who need to find something a little different, but it's Sevilla who are about to make the first change. Marcelo, Vinicius. Back to Casemiro. Whistle blows for the foul on Vinicius from Navas. Navas is going to be booked, which will mean Suso is going to be booked.
Yeah.
Caught late, Vinicius. Papu Gomez makes way, so 23 goal in Naziri, 17 of them in the league. Back on the pitch for Sevilla, and Papu Gomez makes way.
Well, obviously, let's see what Nesiri does and the way he interprets the game in terms of helping that midfield when they don't have the ball, and obviously it's going to give them legs and stretch the Real Madrid defense as well going forward.
Toni Kroos with a free kick, punched away by Bono. Only as far as Fede Valverde, back to Modric. Modric lets fly. Toni Kroos has to go all the way back to Courtois. Well, they have no choice but to now commit more men forward, Real Madrid, and they also have to watch their backs with Nesiri on the pitch. Militao pressing Koundé, and decision goes Real Madrid's way.
Militao pressing him, using his body well, putting pressure on Koundé, who was hopeful of getting a foul, but there was nothing, absolutely nothing there.
Kroos with another corner, headed clear, only as far as Modric. Marcelo out towards Casemiro, the flag raised. Play continues. Odriozola, cross comes in, headed up rather than away by Diego Carlos. Toni Kroos is under this. Ocampos wants handball. Play continues. Ball goes out to Casemiro. The cross is a deep one, goes beyond Vinicius. And Suso comes away with the ball for Sevilla. Some respite maybe. Navas cut out by Modric.
They're not having the ball in the second half. Bit was much different in the first 45 minutes where they were controlling. They had the initiative, something that Pablo San, the assistant coach, was asking before the game. Now, obviously, Real Madrid needing desperately to win and get back into it. They're playing in Sevilla's half, and they find it difficult to get out of that first pressure. Let's see if Nesiri gives them the outlet when they have the ball.
Valverde to Casemiro, tried to play it back to Valverde, but it runs instead to Nesiri. He's given the ball away though. Odriozola, back to Militao. Vinicius. Modric to Nacho, and Nacho strikes one, but over the top.
Well, obviously, when you have Modric and Kroos hitting the ball from distance, it's probably a better idea than having your centre-back Nacho.
Well, no goals this season so far for Nacho. You see Bono spill that shot, but he did enough to block it. Of course, he was...
bit of an unorthodox save there, but...
Yeah, well, he's partly at fault earlier in the season when these two teams met, and Vinicius scored, but courtesy of a Bono error. But he's had a good season, all in all. And that Pichichi table, that Zamora table that we were speaking about earlier, the best goalkeeper in La Liga, is currently third behind Oblak and Courtois. Here's Nacho.
Well, and he's Pichichi of the goalkeepers as well with Dimitrovic, isn't he? He has scored this season.
Yeah, that's true. And in open play as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Free kick to Real Madrid. Modric. Out to Valverde. Odriozola, the willing overlapper, as always. Valverde chooses to come inside instead. Casemiro to Cruz. Marcelo. Still Marcelo. Shot comes in from Casemiro.
You know, they're getting closer in terms of distance from where they're hitting the ball. You see Casemiro at the edge of the box. Well, actually the connection was really, really good. It's a very difficult way of hitting the ball. The laces from the Brazilian, but you know, suddenly, especially in the last 5 minutes, Sevilla starting to defend deeper. You've got Diego Carlos and Koundé inside their own box, defending against Real Madrid. This is a chance now.
Well, here comes the first counter-attack since the introduction of En-Nesyri. It's 3 against 3 at the moment. Ocampos, he's got En-Nesyri in the middle. Will he pull the ball back? He can't get the shot away in the end. It comes out to Fernando, out to the edge of the area in the shot over the top in the end from Ivan Rakitic.
Rakitic's been hit there when he tries to hit it. So Campos taking too long. He's got 2 players in front of him. Well, Casemiro, who's already been booked.
Well, in the end, Odriozola just doing enough to delay Ocampos. And once the cavalry had arrived, it was more difficult to get a decent shot away. In the end, it was Rakitic who took it, but over the top. Courtois with a long pump forward that will run all the way through to Koundé, who plays it back to Bono. Julian Lopetegui still suffering in the stands. Fernando, the scorer of the only goal of the game.
Well, maybe, you know, this counter-attack has given Sevilla a bit of a breather now. They're having the ball, enjoying probably the longest spell of possession they've had in the second half.
Finger out to Suso. Navas, I should say. Suso in the end can't get the cross in, but they do win the throw. Sevilla. When does Zidane press the Eden Hazard button? We haven't seen him warm up yet. Asensio was the player who seemed to be warming up immediately after the break. Navas takes the throw.
Well, obviously it's 60 minutes into the game. Normally Zidane, by this time, he does make a substitution, so it's taking him a bit too long. It's true that Real Madrid started the second half better, but still not enough end product.
Well, the changes are coming. It's not Eden Hazard. Asensio preparing to come on.
Was it Miguel as well?
Miguel Gutierrez as well. So maybe Marcelo's time is up. Ball goes all the way back to Bono. Jan Jordan out to Koundé.
Well, let's see if he takes a midfielder off. I don't know, maybe Casemiro, having been booked already. Then Valverde plays in midfield, or Valverde, having been out for a long time, having tested positive from COVID, is the man replaced.
Marcelo. Modric to Odriozola. Odriozola with a cross, headed away by Rakitic. Ocampos gets away from Marcelo. He's got Suso and then En-Nesyri ahead of him, but he can't get past Casemiro. Casemiro back to Valverde.
Well, he's the best alongside Busquets at reading those passes.
Benzema, not the first time tonight, taking a position wide left, pulls the ball back to Casemiro, who can't get past Jules Koundé. Corner ball for Real Madrid.
I'm too drunk, can't call, and I swear you left me for someone else.
Kick. Marcelo offering himself short. And indeed it is taken short. Back to Toni Kroos. Modric on the edge of the area. Rakitic charged him down, flipped over the top, Kroos, and turned in. No. Vinicius puts it past the post. Well, brilliantly worked by Real Madrid. Modric and Kroos linking up. But as has been the case so often this season, the finishing touch wasn't there.
Well, Kroos and Modric, these two are magicians. Look at Modric, calm and composed. Where is the space? There's no space whatsoever. It doesn't really matter. He plays the ball into Kroos. And Kroos to Vinicius, I don't know, he doesn't get, a clear connection with the ball and ends up hitting the post. That was a clear chance for Real Madrid. Look at that.
Well, Benzema with his head in his hands as well at the far post. Well, Asensio on for Luka Modric and Marcelo replaced by Miguel Gutierrez. Campos on the attack for Sevilla. Militao with the clearance. Jan Jordan takes over for Sevilla. Suso, Navas. Eden Hazard now is warming up. Ball to Jordan. Back to Suso.
Well, obviously Valverde is going to be playing in midfield. He's going to give that midfield a bit of legs, extra legs. I thought Modric had a good game, especially in the second half. He was arguably the most dangerous player, but I did feel that Real Madrid needed something different in that area, and Asensio will give them width and pace on the left and the right.
Well, they're on the charge now. Asensio blocked by Koundé. The ball comes to Toni Kroos on the edge of the area. He finds Asensio. Asensio shoots and scores, and Real Madrid are level. Instant impact from the substitute. Applause from Zidane, who made the change. And Real back in it, and Marco Asensio beats Bono. Real Madrid 1, Sevilla 1.
Well, you were asking for Zidane pressing a button while he pressed the right one. Marco Asensio. Look at Benzema looking for him. He plays the ball. The first touch is not a good one. He has to turn back, give the ball back into Casemiro. Casemiro first touch to Toni Kroos. And if you're looking for composure in that in that pitch, I think that your man is Toni Kroos. And the finish for Asensio beating Bono into the near post is just sensational. Well, it's 1-1 now. It's 1-1, Pete.
Now it's 1-1.
Sure it's 1-1.
It's definitely 1-1. Well, Zidane makes the right change, as you say. They still have to win. They have to keep winning, Real Madrid. 4 games to go. Granada, Athletic Bilbao, Villarreal, and what's left here tonight. And they have to...
Well, look at Joan Jordan's shin there. It's been...
Well, it was that crunching challenge with Karim Benzema.
I don't think there's anything there, to be honest.
Maybe a rather tired Jules Koundé, perhaps earlier in the season, a little bit more sprightly, because he seemed to have the advantage there, and then suddenly Asensio had the advantage back.
This first touch wasn't a good one from Asensio. You think, that it's taking him away from having a chance, but no, this man's got the vision to play the right ball at the right pace, allowing Asensio to take a first touch finish. Look at that.
Well, it couldn't have been any closer to the post without actually hitting it. And Sevilla under pressure again here. Vinicius sliding in. Koundé gets there first. Navas. It's really teed up now for the last 20 minutes. Of course, the criticism of Asensio is that he doesn't do that enough. Such a technically gifted player, but he's got the important goal on the night that gets Real Madrid back into the game. Militao. Campos back defending Odriozola. Sevilla win the throw. Jan Jordan. Back to Fernando. Valverde's throw to Nacho. Vinicius.
Oh, great ball.
Well, into Miguel Gutierrez. He won't get there first, but not too far away.
You know what? I think he didn't read it. He didn't expect Vinicius to play that ball, but had he believed the ball was going to get there, Miguel has the pace to, to get there. So a good run, good overlap from Miguel, and this man is getting more and more nervous.
Toni Kroos taking his time over the pass. In the end, he tries to play Vinicius in behind Navas, and he does play Vinicius in behind Navas. Odriozola. Closed down by Acuna, just beyond Asensio. Joan Jordan, a quick ball out to Ocampos. Odriozola immediately back in front of him. Rakitic back to Jules Koundé. Sousa to his right. Gets that ahead of Gutierrez.
Sousa was asking for help, and Rakitic was giving him the help, making that run between Militao and Nacho. Sousa didn't see him, played the ball back, and Sevilla enjoying a bit of possession.
Rakitic into Sousa. Miguel Gutierrez close to him, forcing the error.
Good, aggressive.
Sevilla about to make two more changes. It looks as if Oliver Torres is going to be one of the players to come on. Meantime, Benzema back defending. Kroos sprays that out to the right side to Odriozola. Asensio takes over. Ball forward to Valverde. Odriozola, energy levels quite extraordinary.
Yeah.
Up and down that right-hand side. Valverde finds Benzema. Back to Miguel Gutierrez. Vinicius. Valverde back to Nacho. Casemiro. Rakitic had followed his run and made sure he was between Casemiro and the goal. Casemiro still tussling for the ball. In the end, it goes out for a Real Madrid throw, which Miguel will take.
He made a great run. Casemiro, Valverde had the chance to play him on, and he wasted it.
Benzema to Valverde, gets the shot away. Bono makes the save. Long ball forward towards Enesiri. Out comes Thibaut Courtois. Good header as well.
Very brave.
Although in the end goes beyond Odriozola. Well, it's palpable, the sense of urgency for both teams, but in particular for Real Madrid. Acuna. He wins the corner. And we can now see the introduction of Oliver Torres, and a surprise. It's Oscar Rodriguez, who's played so little this season, 16 appearances, but generally disappointing after being so impressive on loan at Leganés, and of course a former Real Madrid youth team player. He gets a big chance here to make an impact at what was once his home club.
And now there's an extra player to mark, Enesiri.
Corner comes in, that looked as if it definitely struck an arm. Comes out to the edge of the area, the shot is blocked. Suso and Vinicius going for the same ball. Vinicius gets there first. Benzema on the charge. Asensio's with him. Benzema in the clear here. He can make Real Madrid, can put Real Madrid ahead. He's brought down, but what about what happened at the other end?
Exactly.
Well, it's going to take a while to sort all this out. The referee will
Let's have a look at it, because it looked to me like Militao, hit the ball with his hand.
Help here from Jose Luis González. González in the VAR. A lightning break from Real Madrid. Benzema felled.
Well, yeah.
But Militao handling at the other end. The arm is outstretched, just away from the body.
It is.
It looks a penalty.
It does look like a penalty. Look at the counter back then. It's only Navas up against 3 Real Madrid players. I mean, this could be a decisive moment of the season, Pete.
difference between potentially Sevilla taking the lead and potentially Real Madrid taking the lead. One thing at a time. Real Madrid having got themselves back into the game. Everyone right by the
penalty for
screen,
Sevilla,
but he's given the penalty. To spare for Militao and for Benzema, who probably broke his 60-yard sprint record to get the penalty at the other end. But this is the infraction that came first. Militao's outstretched right arm and a spot kick, and it's going to be a former Barcelona player to take it.
Ivan Rakitic.
Well, he can do his former club a big favour here, although Barcelona need a couple of other favours as well if they're to win the league after yesterday's failure to beat Atletico Madrid. But Rakitic with the chance to throw the title race. Wide open.
I'm waiting you to get here. You got the address, so you know how to get here. Oh yeah, we both know
Up
it
against.
well, Bill, so just take the damn wheel. Let's make all like Shakespeare. I could have kept going forever. I'm in. I really want us here together. I'm in. To be honest, I just never felt like this. Never felt like this. You got me.
Thinking about, Oscar Rodriguez and Oliver Torres coming on. Do you think Rakitic was going to be the man?
And how the Real Madrid respond? Well, we saw Eden Hazard warming up earlier. It may be time now for Zidane to call on Eden Hazard. And let's see what Sevilla do, if they make those changes or not. Well, there is Eden Hazard replacing Vinicius.
Vinicius has had a great chance. The build-up, Modric to Toni Kroos. What was a clear opportunity in the first post. He didn't hit the ball well, Vini. Well, I think he's had, a very good game, especially in the first half, being dangerous for Real Madrid, but the end product's still not there. Eden Hazard, a great opportunity to redeem himself.
Toni Kroos with the ball out to Asensio. Back pass, literally, to Odriozola. And as you say, Vinicius missing that chance, and Benzema with his head in his hands at the back post is going to be one of the enduring images of this game if it finishes this way, with Sevilla taking all 3 points. Remember, 13 straight defeats away from home against Real Madrid. Julian Lopetegui, former Real Madrid manager, albeit briefly, never beaten the club. 3 attempts against Zidane, 3 failures. He's got 11 minutes and stoppage time to hold out here. The ball over the top, half cleared, and then Diego Carlos finishes the job. And Naziri trying to hold that one up, but Valverde wins it back. Nacho.
They need him to do better than that bit. And Naziri, since coming on, he hasn't been able to hold the ball up well enough for Sevilla.
Eden Hazard. Back out to Miguel Gutierrez. The block from Suso. Well, so much criticism of Eden Hazard, in part because of the way he played against Chelsea, but obviously for that post-match incident. Here he is on the ball. The cross comes in. Koundé makes the clearance. It comes out to Miguel Gutierrez. Cleared by Suso. Rakitic is underneath this one. Campos and Fernando trying to launch the counter-attack. Nacho slides in. The referee's happy with the challenge. Valverde to Benzema. Benzema to Eden Hazard. The ball runs beyond him. Still has it under his control though, but the chance was gone in a flash there. Benzema's pass looked to have played in Eden Hazard. Back to Valverde. Militao with the shot.
Well, a similar attempt to the Nacho one, obviously Militao going through a good moment. As you see, Lopetegui changing his mind and Gudel is going to come on. We won't see Oliver Torres. This looks like a foul to me.
Well, there's the eventual shot from Militao. As you say, Lopetegui's changed his mind, and Gudeli will come on, as will Oscar Rodriguez. Nacho sliding in, got nowhere near the ball, got plenty on Fernando. The referee had a good view of it and he was happy with it. Fernando still down, receiving treatment, and presumably, despite the fact that it's Gudeli coming on, Fernando was not the planned change. We'll see soon enough what Sevilla decide to do. Time that will of course be added on, but it all adds to the sense that the game, and who knows, maybe even the Liga, slipping away from Real Madrid here. Such a good record at the Alfredo Di Stefano last season. What saw them over the lines, and Ramos. So Suso will be replaced by Oscar. And we wait to see who Gudeli comes on for. As we see Rakitic's penalty again. Fourth goal of the season for Ivan Rakitic. Made a slow start, but I think we can say overall it's been a successful return to Sevilla. So it's Joan Jordan who comes off. Fernando clearly fit to continue.
We're gonna see a double pivot there of Gudel and Fernando.
Kept in play by Neziri, but straight to Toni Kroos. Well won back
by Oscar.
By Oscar, indeed. Ball forward to Neziri. Well, it's a race between him and Militao is very, very quick, but did he get the last touch there? No, he didn't. Goal kick.
No, and he showed his pace and, you know, his physical presence in the first half with El Papu, and with Neziri, who's probably, you know, worst customer to have. He showed it once again, Eder Militao.
Well, whatever happens to the end of Real Madrid's season, they may well end up trophyless. Militao has been one of the success stories, certainly in the second half of the campaign. Hazard goes down under the challenge from Gudeli. Kroos wants to take the free kick as quickly as possible, and Gudeli is carded. The urgency now from Real Madrid.
Actually, there's no need for Gudeli to get booked there, as Hazard was going nowhere with his back to goal. So he got himself booked pretty early.
Toni Kroos, crossfield pass is headed away, but Sevilla not able to hold the ball up. Odriozola has got the lungs to go the long way around just to make sure he keeps possession. Toni Kroos back to Casemiro. Militao. Odriozola forward to Toni Kroos. Benzema gives the ball away. Some tired legs out there for Real Madrid, tired brains as well. Koundé. Navas back to Diego Carlos. Foul goes Sevilla's way. And, well, what with the injury to Fernando, a little bit of intensity has gone out of the game, which obviously suits Sevilla.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking about, impact from substitutes. Asensio had an instant impact, and Eden Hazard could have had it as well. When Benzema played him on, his first touch, probably the ball was away from him, but had a great opportunity.
Back heel from Eden Hazard, just about read by Toni Kroos. They keep possession, Real Madrid. Forward once more to Eden Hazard. Back to Militao. Toni Kroos comes back to take the ball off of Militao, and in fact it's Valverde who will get Real Madrid going once more. Forward to Asensio. Back to Casemiro. Toni Kroos. Valverde. Out towards Asensio. Asensio with the cross, cleared by Diego Carlos. Asensio to take the throw. Back to Militao. Toni Kroos, well, he tried to pick out Odriozola. The ball goes out of play. And Oliver Torres is now going to come on. Luke de Jong as well. And the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking on the game tonight, and on the advantage that Real Madrid had in the title race. It's gone from Atletico Madrid earlier in the season, then to Barcelona, then it appeared to go back to Atletico Madrid. Then it seemed to be advantage Real Madrid. Well, it's slipping away from them here. Ocampos goes off. Rakitic, I think, is the other player.
Yeah, replaced by Oliver Torres.
Being taken off, and Luke de Jong and Oliver Torres come on.
Well, they're going to need Luke de Jong in the last few minutes of Real Madrid. Get a few corners or crosses in.
Valverde's header back to Courtois. Nacho to Miguel Gutierrez. Back to Courtois. Real Madrid at the moment not looking like a team who are going to equalise and much less get the winner, but things can change with just one attack. Let's see what they can build here. Militao forward to Asensio. They win the throw. Benson back to Militao. Odriozola has to go backwards.
Actually, the penalty incident has hit them badly a bit in terms of confidence. Composure as well, because we saw Toni Kroos rushing a ball, and you normally don't see Toni Kroos doing and making those sorts of decisions. And obviously Benzema, a couple of heavy touches. You can feel that actually conceding so late in a situation where they had a penalty themselves.
Well, it's 60 seconds left of normal time for Real Madrid, plus whatever is added on by Juan Martinez Munera. Here's Militao. Back to Toni Kroos. Eden Hazard. Real Madrid fans will want to see him with the ball at his feet much higher up the pitch than that. Toni Kroos forward to Miguel Gutierrez, out towards Nacho. But Nacho has to go back to Casemiro once more. Here's Militao.
Well, Sevilla, they've been defending really well for the whole 90 minutes. Now they got Gudel as well, alongside Fernando, to make it even more difficult. En-Nesyri helping out on the right now.
Navas with the ball forward, but straight to Toni Kroos. Miguel Gutierrez takes over. And the ball runs out of play. And there are 6 minutes. Well, it's better than it might have been for Zinedine Zidane's team. Nonchalantly cleared by Koundé. En-Nesyri back defending for Sevilla. One back by Miguel Gutierrez. Nacho. Oliver Torres winning the ball back, but giving a foul away in the process. Here's Valverde to Benzema, back to Toni Kroos. Pass was behind Casemiro, out towards Odriozola. Asensio's ball into the area, headed away by Gudeli, only as far as Toni Kroos. Ball played back out to Miguel Gutierrez. His cross, Bono comes for it, Bono gets it. He's dropped it, and he's got it in the second attempt. And we've already played a minute of the 6 that have been added on.
Well, he dropped it there, Bono, but obviously good to see your goalkeeper coming off his line, being brave, helping you in those sort of situations. You've got Acuna there with Casemiro, and this is actually Oscar Rodriguez slipping. Something that Lopetegui hasn't done, Pete, is just bringing on an extra defender, just make it a line of 5 that eventually becomes a line of 6, playing with 3 centre-backs. You've got Rekic on the bench, Sergio Gomez as well, but you know, he still has 2 forwards there to actually press Real Madrid in the first build-up, making it difficult for them to get into Sevilla's box.
So far, those changes are working because Sevilla not under a great deal of pressure and causing Madrid problems at the other end. Odriozola has to clear. Time to start looking at the table. Sevilla would be 4th with 73, Madrid 3rd with 74, Barcelona 2nd with 75, Atletico top with 77, with 3 games to play. Deflection, and Sevilla so near and yet so far. Bono urging his players to lift their heads, but they've only got 2 minutes to get themselves back in front. Toni Kroos' strike, it was Diego Carlos inadvertently sending it past Bono, and it really is never over until it's over with Real Madrid. It's not the result that they wanted coming into this game, but a point is better than nothing, and who knows, we've still got
there's still 2 minutes to play. There's still 2 minutes to play, and honestly, it looks strange to me to see Acuna giving up a long ball. Odriozola never gives up, never surrenders. He was stretching his hammy a minute ago when he kept running. He got the ball back, crossed it, and then when Toni Kroos got the ball, it's always a good idea to try your luck from distances. You are Toni Kroos. Ball gets deflected. Real Madrid back into the game. Still, over a minute to play here. Still open.
Well, there was a good 10-minute spell when you could almost hear the Real Madrid supporters watching at home screaming for someone to try and take the initiative. It was a little bit of, we have to go back to go forward, but finally Toni Kroos bought a ticket, and that ticket got called, and it's the goal that levels it here. Koundé with the clearance. Nacho. Gutierrez. Benzema. You wouldn't put it past them, would you? Benzema Benzema to Odriozola. Odriozola with the cross, blocked by Acuna. Back out to Asensio, not Odriozola. He placed the Nacho on the edge of the area. Casemiro with the shots.
Oh, wow. Pete, that was so close. That was so close from this man. Casemiro. Look at that, it was a pass to the back of the net. We've seen Toni Kroos doing it so often. See Casemiro having him so close in training every single day, knows how to do it. Look at that. Brilliant effort from Casemiro.
Bono with the clearance. Lopetegui is wit's end. Well, there goes the full-time whistle, and Sevilla are denied the victory. Zidane, well, he won't be happy, but it could have been a lot worse, Andrea.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a game of football. We got confused as well in the first half with the scoreline. Sevilla got back in front in the second half. The penalty from Ivan Rakitic. Lopetegui thought he finally got his win away at Real Madrid against Zinedine Zidane. Well, it wasn't the case. 90 minutes away. I was going to say Al Bernabeu. It's the Alfredo Di Stefano are very long, and it was the case once again. Probably a point is not enough for both sides, but what a game of football we had been.
Well, Fernando scored the opening goal on 22 minutes. Asensio brought Real Madrid level on 67 minutes. We thought that Rakitic had won it with a penalty on 78 minutes, but 4 minutes into injury time, Toni Kroos's deflected shot. Zinedine Zidane arguing with the referee still about the Rakitic penalty, or the decision to give the penalty against Militao. He can't be happy, Zinedine Zidane, but he'll know in his heart of hearts it could have been a lot worse tonight. Casemiro doesn't look too pleased either. It's not the result they wanted, but it's better than the result they had on minute 93. A 94th minute equaliser. Final score, Real Madrid 2, Sevilla 2.
Oh, I wasn't waiting for you, wasn't waiting for you. Yeah, I was just wasting. Oh my, time living without you, time living without you.
No, urging his players to lift their heads. Kroos wants to take the free kick as quickly
as well, because we saw Toni Kroos rushing a ball, and you normally don't see Toni Kroos doing and making those sorts of decisions. Obviously Benzema, a couple of heavy touches, you can feel that. Actually conceding so late in a situation where they had a penalty themselves.
Well, it's 60 seconds left of normal time for Real Madrid, plus whatever is added on by Juan Martinez Monera. Here's Militao. Back to Toni Kroos. Eden Hazard. Real Madrid fans will want to see him with the ball at his feet much higher up the pitch than that. Toni Kroos forward to Miguel Gutierrez, out towards Nacho, but Nacho has to go back to Casemiro once more. Here's Militao.
Well, Sevilla, they've been defending really well for the whole 90 minutes. Now they got Gudel as well alongside Fernando to make it even more difficult. En-Nesyri helping out on the right now.
Navas with the ball forward, but straight to Toni Kroos. Miguel Gutierrez takes over. Ball runs out of play, and there are 6 minutes. Well, it's better than it might have been for Zinedine Zidane's team. Nonchalantly cleared by Koundé. En-Nesyri back defending for Sevilla, one back by Miguel Gutierrez. Nacho. Oliver Torres winning the ball back, but giving a foul away in the process. Here's Valverde to Benzema, back to Toni Kroos. Pass was behind Casemiro, out towards Odriozola. Asensio's ball into the area, headed away by Gudeli, only as far as Toni Kroos. Ball played back out to Miguel Gutierrez. His cross, Bono comes for it, Bono gets it. He's dropped it, and he's got it in the second attempt. And we've already played a minute of the 6 that have been added on.
Well, he dropped it there, Bono, but obviously good to see your goalkeeper coming off his line, being brave, helping you in those sort of situations. You've got Acuña there with Casemiro, and this is actually Oscar Rodriguez slipping. Something that Lopetegui hasn't done, Pete, is just bringing on an extra defender, just make it a line of 5 that eventually becomes a line of 6, playing with 3 centre-backs. You've got Rekic on the bench, Sergio Gomez as well, but you know, he still has 2 forwards there to actually press Real Madrid in the first build-up, making it difficult for them to get into Sevilla's box.
So far, those changes are working because Sevilla not under a great deal of pressure and causing Madrid problems at the other end. Odriozola has to clear. Time to start looking at the table. Sevilla would be 4th with 73, Madrid 3rd with 74, Barcelona 2nd with 75, Atletico top with 77, with 3 games to play. Deflection, and Sevilla so near and yet so far. Bono urging his players to lift their heads, but they've only got 2 minutes to get themselves back in front. Toni Kroos's strike, it was Diego Carlos inadvertently sending it past Bono, and it really is never over until it's over with Real Madrid. It's not the result that they wanted coming into this game, but a point is better than nothing, and who knows, we've still got
there's still 2 minutes to play. There's still 2 minutes to play, and honestly, it looks strange to me to see Acuña giving up a long ball. Odriozola never gives up, never surrenders. He was stretching his hammy a minute ago when he kept running. He got the ball back, crossed it, and then when Toni Kroos got the ball, it's always a good idea to try your luck from distance. Is you're Toni Kroos. Ball gets deflected. Real Madrid back into the game. Still, over a minute to play here. Still open.
Well, there was a good 10-minute spell when you could almost hear the Real Madrid supporters watching at home screaming for someone to try and take the initiative. It was a little bit of, we have to go back to go forward, but finally Toni Kroos bought a ticket, and that ticket got called, and it's the goal that levels it here. Koundé with the clearance. Nacho. Gutierrez. Benzema. You wouldn't put it past them, would you? Benzema to Odriozola. Odriozola with the cross, blocked by Acuña. Back out to Asensio, not Odriozola. He placed the Nacho on the edge of the area. Casemiro with the shots.
Oh, wow. Pete, that was so close. That was so close from this man, Casemiro. Look at that, it was a pass to the back of the net. We've seen Toni Kroos doing it so often. See Casemiro having him so close in training every single day, knows how to do it. Look at that. Brilliant effort from Casemiro.
Bono with the clearance. Lopetegui at his wits' end. Well, there goes the full-time whistle, and Sevilla are denied the victory. Zidane, well, he won't be happy, but it could have been a lot worse, Andrea.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a game of football. We got confused as well in the first half with the scoreline. Sevilla got back in front the second half. The penalty from Ivan Rakitic. Lopetegui thought he finally got his win away at Real Madrid against Zinedine Zidane. Well, it wasn't the case. 90 minutes away. I was going to say Al Bernabeu. It's the Alfredo Di Stefano are very long, and it was the case once again. Probably a point is not enough for both sides, but what a game of football we had been.
Well, Fernando scored the opening goal on 22 minutes. Asensio brought Real Madrid level on 67 minutes. We thought that Rakitic had won it with a penalty on 78 minutes, but 4 minutes into injury time, Toni Kroos's deflected shot. Zinedine Zidane arguing with the referee still about the Rakitic penalty, or the decision to give the penalty against Militao. He can't be happy, Zinedine Zidane, but he'll know in his heart of hearts it could have been a lot worse tonight. Casemiro doesn't look too pleased either. It's not the result they wanted, but it's better than the result they had on minute 93. A 94th minute equaliser. Final score, Real Madrid 2, Sevilla 2.
Oh, I wasn't waiting for you, wasn't waiting for you. Yeah, I was just wasting. Oh my, time living without you, time living without you.
Now urging his players to lift their heads.
Kroos wants to take the free kick as quickly as Ojo as well, because we saw Toni Kroos rushing a ball, and why you don't see Toni Kroos doing and making those sorts of decisions.
There's gonna be some bad wishes from people that don't really understand is that we have. Oh baby, keep loving, keep loving me just like you do it, like you do it, like you hits don't lift, so we keep growing just like we do it, like you do it, like you.
Some issues, things that I'm not really used to, and I watch my back cause this is so new, but it's something that I could get into. I keep on thinking about you, I got no time to deny the truth. You gotta give me your time, and I gotta keep myself contained, baby. Won't you call me baby? I just wanna love you, baby, let me love you. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in. I just need a taste, I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby, before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in, baby. I've been working on my own wave, I make up my mind every day. In the end, I'm always thinking your name, feeling like I'm going insane. I keep on thinking about you, I got no time to deny the truth. You gotta give me your time, and I gotta keep myself contained, baby. Won't you call me baby? I just wanna love you, baby, let me love you. I just need a taste, just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby. Before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in. I just need a taste. I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby. Before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in, baby. In, baby, let me in. I want to believe what I'm feeling right now. I want you to see that I'm breaking it down. Come take a ride with me. I just need a taste. I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby. Before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in. I just need a taste. I just need a way to keep me from going crazy. Now you need some time before you can call me baby. Before you let me in, yeah, before you let me in, baby.
It started out with a kiss and then it ended like this. I was in an abyss and was there something I missed? I still have your pictures and every day since I felt like I missed it. It don't make no sense. I was in bed when you sent that text. Why did I answer? Why did I answer? Why did I answer? Got no reason for your calls, no forgiveness for your flaws. Now I'm happy on my own. Now I'm moving through it all, finding who you are. Wouldn't be so hard if you just came and talked. Why do you call me when you're lonely? Never when you party, always trying to harm me. Think you found somebody, know the circumstances. Don't care if you harm me, I'll just take my chances. Don't care if it harms me. It started out with a kiss and then it ended like this. I was in an abyss and was there something I missed? I still have your pictures and every day since I felt like I missed it. It don't make no sense. I was in bed, should've left you on red. Why did I answer? 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 Why did I answer?
Blacked out 140th, pretty sure that's what it's called. Just woke up on the corner of half past out, didn't get much sleep. All I needed was a night out, love, sex, dreams. What you know about heartbreak, hotels, sneaking through the back gate. No, I won't tell why I never sleep no more. Don't remember dreams no more. Got me thinking about panic when I'm thinking I was down bad. Never had my confessions, I just disregarded. All that got me here made me question why I do this shit. Moving on too quick, guess I'll never learn from my lessons. Gotta live in the present, but now I got Benny and pride in my baggage, heavy and harder to lift. I just ran up 20 racks and still got therapy at 6. Clarity's a bitch, but I got my bag now. 27 grams in hell till I pass out. Wasted all my energy, I got mine back now. Self-destructive tendencies, but we were making memories. I have no regrets, just some shit I might do differently. Nothing's changed, we still got teenage problems. Sick to my stomach, I'm still hung up on the same chick. Even though she loved me, she bumped me up on a playlist. She still took my heart and said, watch how I'm gonna break this. First seeing A-list heartbreaker, thinking she could hold me down. Little does she know that I'll be gone before she come around again. Blocking all my socials, burning bridges, no man. It's been too cold, I'm toxic, so I'm fucking all the friends. fucking all the burning bridges. They break a to my homie down.
Too cold, toxic, so
burning bridges.
Heartbreaker, hold me down.
Fucking all the fans, yeah. Wasted all my energy, I got mine back now. Self-destructive tendencies, but we were making memories. I have no regrets, just some shit I might do differently. Nothing's changed, we still got teenage problems. Sick to my stomach, I'm still hung up on the same chick. Even though she loved me, she bumped me up on a playlist. She still took my heart and said, watch how I'm gonna break this. She ain't this heartbreaker, thinking she could hold me down. Little does she know that I'll be gone before she come around again. Blocking all my socials, burning bridges, no man's been too cold, I'm toxic, so I'm fucking all the fans, yeah.
Stranger, you ain't the same one I met back in day one. Shorty, you changed, though. Emotions changed, though. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger. Venom on your lips, shorty, kiss me with death. Put me to rest. You're the worst, but you're all I have left. And now you're gone. Think I'm cursed. Ain't no lifting the hex. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger.
You're not the same woman that I met then. I remember me and you were the best friends. Should've known that you were trouble when you crept in, but your beauty was a trap and I stepped in. I just wanna have your love and love myself, but I'm forced to choose. Either way I try to take it, though I'm forced to lose. You bring me down for benefit and now I can't get rid of my depression that I'm living with because of you. It's like I'm always on a tightrope, heading through a hurricane on a lifeboat. Made me feel like we ain't never hit a high note. I can feel the light dying in my soul. I just want it to be done and get myself back, or at least to be numb. I never felt that. Try to build us up, but it fell flat. You put a hole in my heart and I fell back. Easy to tell that
you're the one to blame. I saw the way you changed. I never would've stayed and I would not have felt this pain. I cannot play these games. You got my back against the flames. I feel the poison in my veins. This pain is driving me insane.
Wow, you're like a stranger. You ain't the same one I met back in day one. Shorty, you changed, though. Emotions changed, though. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger. Venom on your lips, shorty, kiss me with death. Put me to rest. You're the worst, but you're all I have left. And now you're gone. Think I'm cursed. Ain't no lifting the hex. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger.
You torture me until it's my last breath, till I'm laid to rest. Never showed me that you love me, but I paid you your respect. Feel your fingers clenching round my neck. Is this how it ends? Love you till it killed me. Didn't know that's what until death meant. But I'm waking up and I'm still fine. Feel like I'm dead, but I'm still alive. No ill will in my will, but I'm for real. Gotta leave this girl behind. I'm addicted to your heroin eyes. Watch a hollow tip leave your barrel of lies. Feel paralyzed, from there I rise. Sometimes I wish you care if I'd end up and leave, but you don't. And I realize deep down that I know I'm fine. Thought for the longest that I found a love I could hold on. It felt real divine. Lo and behold, I can see this coming from a mile away with a feeling inside. Packed up my bags and leave, and she thinks that I'm joking, but I'm for real this time.
Wow, you're like a stranger. You ain't the same one I met back in day one. Shorty, you changed, though. Emotions changed, though. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger. Venom on your lips, shorty, kiss me with death. Put me to rest. You're the worst, but you're all I have left. And now you're gone. Think I'm cursed. Ain't no lifting the hex. Think I'm in danger. Think I'm in danger.
Damn, Georgie, you blow it up.
She got no manners, she a dancer, she go bananas in front of cameras, and she glamorous, I can't stand it, but they don't know that she's a lot to handle, yeah. How can you tell? You're way too much to handle, and I hope you're well, even though you caused me damage, girl. Forget all the plans, put them to the side. It's just me and you, girl, it's you and I. Even if I can't, I still wanna try. Tell me will you be there on the other
working away by the sea. I know I never really pick up the phone, so maybe you should leave a message at the tone. I don't really know my right from my wrong, and she don't either cause she got no manners. She a dancer, she go bananas in front of cameras, and she glamorous, I can't stand it, but they don't know that she's a lot to handle, yeah. How can you tell? You're way too much to handle, and I hope you're well, even though you caused me damage, girl.
No manners, she a dancer, she go bananas in front of cameras, and she glamorous, I can't stand it, but they don't know that she's a lot to handle, yeah. How can you tell? You're way too much to handle, I hope you're well, even though you caused me damage.
Sardis, what's good?
Do that shit, Willow.
I go full throttle, I'm a young risk taker. Smoking gasoline, getting faded, no taper. I hopped in the game just to be a game changer, but I came from nothing, I ain't asking for no favor. I go full throttle, I'm a young risk taker. Smoking gasoline, getting faded, no taper. I hopped in the game just to be a game changer, but I came from nothing, I ain't asking for no favors. Ain't shit sweet like an hour later. Shawty, you should know that I'm a young heartbreaker. Don't play yourself, there's not no damn matchmaker, but I'ma pull up and I watch him Macaulay, yeah. She just wanna fuck with me cause I'm ballin', yeah. I got paper like a desk in the office, yeah. Throw these racks and watch it pot lock and drop it, yeah. Shake for me what your mama gave you. That's bad behavior. Can't let nobody take her from me, no, no. There's one thing that's for certain. Your shawty picture perfect, and she know that she worth it, cause she know how to work. I go full throttle, I'm a young risk taker. Smoking gasoline, getting faded, no taper. I hopped in the game just to be a game changer, but I came from nothing, I ain't asking for no favor. I go full throttle, I'm a young risk taker. Smoking gasoline, getting faded, no taper. I hopped in the game just to be a game changer, but I came from nothing, I ain't asking for no favors.
sugar on a sunny day. This love